Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Real Talk Bougie, guys. Gosh, it feels like Friday. What's going on, everybody? Hey, I am Coco. Integrity matters. Jackson Tabasco. Look who got here first. Okay. What's going on, Bougie Gang? Uh-oh. Hey, guys. You know I had to pick up your girl from driver's ed, so I'm busy in mom mode. If you want to catch me, it's in the morning. We do our little pregame in the morning members. Then I go over to my other channel, and then I come back here. And I've been going through it, y'all. Sis started driver's ed and all the things. But we're enjoying the sun. Girl, the weather is beautiful now. I was complaining a couple weeks ago, and now it's like, yay, summer. Okay, so I hope you guys are enjoying. Okay, let's get caught up on some things, and then we have we got some news we need to really get into. We talked about this, I feel, extensively this morning, but we're gonna get into it. If you are not members, then you may or may not know, and that's fine. We're getting ready to talk about it a little bit more and get into it. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hi, everybody. What's going on? Okay. We're live on Facebook. Hey, Facebook. Make sure to share me out, please. I appreciate it. I shared this on Patreon. I didn't share it on Instagram. It'll be okay. Instagram. Yeah, I didn't share it on Instagram, but we're going to be okay. So hopefully you got your alert from somewhere. If you didn't get an alert, then baby, we'll see you when you get here or on the replay. It's going to be all right. Okay. You've been waiting for this. Hey, boo boo. Hey, Mika. What's going on? Okay. Let's get into some things real quick because we do have some things to follow up on that we have been following heavily. Now, I don't know what's happened since this morning and this minute, right? So let's get that clear. But I did check on your girl, Kayla. Gosh, I feel like I should have a picture in front of me. Hold on. I did check on your girl, and I don't show her in Paulding at Paulding Sheriff Department at all. So we know from McBurney that they have the warrant out for her arrest. She is considered a fugitive until she's considered a fugitive at this moment. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but it's 4th of July. I would hate, the lady is convicted of 35 felonies, so we don't know what's going to happen right now. We know she will be arrested at some point, but girl, we just have to wait and see how this thing goes. But as far as I know, I checked Fulton County and I checked Paulding County, and I don't see her in there. That doesn't mean she's not somewhere, but in those places, no. Okay. I don't have any other news. Bougie, are your glasses prescribed? Absolutely. These are bifocals, baby. They are absolutely, girl. These are the real deal. Okay. They are sunglass lenses. They're Tom Ford something. If you go down my, I feel like we've talked about this, especially if you're in members, you should know this by now. Go down the feed, and I have shared these at least twice, and I have attached them to some videos. These are Tom Ford sunglasses that they had at my optical store. And I have astigmatism, so I'm nearsighted in one eye, I'm farsighted in the other, and I need reading glasses. So I have bifocals, so they're readers on the bottom and they're corrective up top. So yes, they are absolutely the real deal glasses. They're not just for show. Now, show glasses, I do have readers, but yeah, these are not readers. These are the real deal. Yes. Yes, on the TFs. Yes. And you can have them too. So if you want these for a prescription sunglass or prescription sunglass or prescription regular glasses, you can have these too. So I shared them on my feed in the community wall. So just scroll down and you'll find them, and I put a link to them. Um, and then you can order them and bring them to your eyeglass person, and they can put your prescription in them. Someone also asked earlier about your attire. So it's y'all, I am not that influencer. Okay, but since you're asking, this is from Zara. This is a one piece. This is actually a play suit. I call it a play suit, but it's a romper. Hold on. Girl, it's shorts. Can you see? Girl, this is shorts. Y'all, you're making me feel like that girl. My God. This is like I don't want to say I work at like the National Zoo, but this is giving very much like we are on going on safari type of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's cute. It's linen and it's like a light green. And Zara, I don't know if they're still having the sale, but I caught it last week on the sale. Um I don't know how much I paid for it. I think it was like 99 and it was on sale. Maybe it was 30% off. So but yeah, it's very and it wears nicely because with linen sometimes you're wrinkled already, and I have been looking very pressed all day. Girl, and that's a look. It's a look, right? It's a look. And it's actually a look I really like. Because I am a shirt dress. I'm a button down. This is a look I like. So yeah. And I love jumpsuits, rompers, all of the things. I mean, I like a put together. Guys know I love a two piece, and I love a play suit, jumpsuit, romper. I love all of that. So that's all the way up my alley. I love dresses. Okay. If I only show up my legs. So yes, thank you for asking. If you guys want me to provide the link, I will. I don't know what's left because um they had a sale last week, and when Zara has a sale, baby, um it's a mess. But I ordered it last week and it came a few days ago. So, and this is fitting me kind of big. I probably could have just got a large. I got an extra large because I wasn't sure, because Zara sometimes stuff is a little bit small, and this is a little big, but it's fine. I feel like it fits just fine. I like that it's a little blousy and not tight, because it I don't know, I feel like it's a little short. Like, feel like if it was a smaller size, it would be shorter, and I don't want my ass cheek showing. That's not the look I'm going for. So yeah. So if you want to be sure, if you're like a small, get a medium. If you're a medium, get a large. You know what I mean? That way because it is a little short. So if you get the bigger size, it's gonna run a little bit longer. I'm a shirt dress girl, all the things. I love like a ladies tailored look. Oh, thank you. Girl, yes, it's in the fives now. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I've been working really hard for like the last year and a half. You guys know I've been in the struggle. I was kind of quote unquote, I don't want to say remission, but I was at this point some years ago, and I don't know, I got crazy with it. I forgot that I was diabetic, and maybe I forgot, and girl went all the way back. Girl went into some double digits. I was acting real silly out here, and I had to go back to the basics of, no rice, and just being mindful, and once or twice a week in moderation, but focusing on what you have to focus on. Um so but yeah, it's coming, it's getting there. So Thank you for asking, guys. I appreciate that. Um, I got brand new. What? Not real. A little bit. It's really a me that you guys haven't seen because this me was has not been seen on this channel. Okay. You guys are used to a more juicier version of me. You guys have not seen this, but this has always been there. You guys just didn't, you know what I mean? You guys didn't. You guys hadn't seen it. Thank you. Thank you guys. I love you guys. I'm type 2, but they don't have me on any meds though. Good. Very good. So you might just be and you're well controlled and all that. We'll have diabetes talk one day. I have an unbreakable relate girl. I had to let it go. I love rice. You know, I was raised on rice. I'm Caribbean. Um, every day. But every day, girl, every single day. Oh, hey, I'm Francoise. You guys call me Fran. Welcome to Real Talk Bougie. You guys, if you guys don't know who you guys are called Bougie Gang, okay? And if you want to be part of Bougie Gang, all you have to do is hit subscribe, set your notifications, come as soon as you possibly can, tap into the chat, make a friend, hit the thumbs up, and also share. Share me out. That's like next level. And then if you really want to get up close and personal, then you will hit that join button and you will come and get into it. We've been going live almost every single day for the past 2 months, early in the morning, or at least once a day for the past 2 months now. So it's like a thing. Um, and that's it. Yeah. So welcome everybody. Nice to see you again. If you haven't been here in a minute, baby, hello. How's it going? You know what really got me having to change a little bit was what happened last year. And I'm not going to go into it because I know a lot of you guys are here for the news, but last year I had a health scare. It was a weird situation. I got my hair braided and I had a very weird situation happen. My lymph nodes, I had like a weird situation. I ended up in the emergency room and all kinds of stuff. And I had to make a change because I cannot tell you how terrified I was at that moment and how weak and sick I felt. But I still showed up here almost every single day. But I had to just kind of like, and trust me, it's not perfect, but I just had to kind of like, okay, I can't do this. I haven't had my hair braided in a year, which is not, you know what I mean? I'm someone who's had my hair braided in one way, shape, or form for over 20 years now, like cornrows, box braids, whatever, whatever the style was. Even when I had my hair weaved, my hair was braided for years and years and years. And I haven't had my hair braided at all in a solid year. Just because of that experience that happened, I don't know if I got bad or contaminated hair when they did my braids, but something had an adverse effect on me. And I had some sort of infection in my scalp and it was terrible. And my neck was super swollen. It was bad. And I was swollen. And I was very upset at how I looked. Some of my hair back here fell out. Um, it was just, I didn't have any hair on this side of my head and it all had to grow back and it's back now. But it was terrible. It was terrible and it was very scary. I didn't know what it was. But you know how you just immediately have to go into action and it's just like, okay, I have to, you know what I'm saying? Like I work on the internet, baby. You can't come over here looking any type of way. You got to have yourself, you got to have your mind straight and you got to at least look halfway decent. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody on here is not a top model, but you need, you know what I'm saying? Like girl, you know what I'm saying? Like ma'am, okay. And I had that talk with me and that was it. That was it. And It's Thursday, July 2nd, 2026. Okay. So that's it. That's my quick update from pretty much this time last year to right now. Oh, thank you. Let me open up my monitor because I didn't see that. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. Let me look. And if you're watching vertical, like double tap, just double tap anywhere on your screen. And I think even if you're watching horizontal, go ahead and double tap, please. It makes a difference. Ms. Cookie, thank you, boo. Thank you so much. Okay, us seniors need love too. Thank you, baby. Is it T baby? Every time I see T baby, um, it just reminds me of something. Miss Cookie, thank you. Allegedly, Kane, thank you. Is it? I always want to get this wrong. Allegedly, A.R. Kane, thank you, baby. My tie. Um, okay, I see you guys. Let me see. Okay. Okay, but as of right now, and I asked our contact at the prosecutor's office to let us know when this convicted felon is taken into custody. So hopefully we will get that alert. I haven't heard anything. So I'm not gonna even bother to check in because it's a holiday weekend, but maybe by Monday. But I'll just be checking. I'll check Fulton County and check like the available public sources um before I try to contact our contact on this matter. But as far as we know, that's what's going on right now as far as Miss Kayla is concerned. But I mean, at the end of the day, um we all saw this thing play out over the last month with Kayla, is that she basically dragged her feet. She has, there have been some things that have been totally in her control. And then she's also maybe suffered some, what do you, repercussions, if you will. She's dealing with the aftermath of decisions that she made concerning her health, whatever they may be, because according to the documents that were filed, it's not 100% clear if that's even accurate or not. Um, so, and then got herself 2 additional years. So her case is officially closed, guys. Her case, if you go into the system, you look up her case is closed. Her uncle's case is closed because it was no pros, and mom's case is still open, and she has a date on the 6th of August. It says Judge Ellerby, but if you were here last week, Judge McBurney said that he is holding on to that case. So we will be back at McBurney's on the 6th of August to see mom. Whatever is going to happen with that. I'm assuming she's because at a certain point, unless they allow the deal to expire like very last minute, usually they're going to put a timer on the deal, and then you're hitting the stopwatch. Exactly. There's going to be some sort of clock to run out on the deal because they have to prep for trial. They have to tee up a jury. They have to get all the witnesses lined up and get people to come and show up to provide testimony and information regarding the case. So you can't do that on the fly. Okay. So we'll see how that turns out. You guys already know we are not going to keep up with this. So baby, we'll just be keeping our eyes and ears open. And as things happen, baby, we will talk about it. Okay. All right. Let me tell you guys what I know is going on with Nesto. So Nesto has a court date next month. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure what's going on with that because Sean Hoover is supposed to be in trial, and he starts a trial on August 3rd. And could he be on Zoom? All of those things. If you're in members, you already heard this. So just, you'll hear this again. Could Nesto's lawyer be on Zoom to handle the business for the status hearing? Absolutely. Um, I don't really know how they're going to handle it. We just have to wait and see. But he put a leave of absence that he is going to be in trial with another client. We all know this, right? But they scheduled a status hearing for that time period. Now, does that mean he can't show up? Of course he could be on on Zoom, of course, right? I mean, we have technology for those reasons. So it's not to say that he can't attend, but if he's all the way down in Carroll County, I don't know that he's going to miss court on a double murder trial for a status hearing on Earnest's delay RICO. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's going to take the priority of handling business for this young lady who is sitting there accused of the murder of her parents and could be spending the rest of her life in jail. So we don't really know how that's going to go. But we shall see, right? But yeah, they set that up. Hold on a second. Let me just go ahead and pull it up. I was trying to find a picture. Oh, let me take this off the screen. Yes. Okay, here we go. So yeah, he has court coming up. Let me pull up the docket. Let's see. Okay. This is the thing that I think is a little bit kind of off, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't expect anything different. I think the scheduling has been really weird, and I've been very open and frank about that I feel like the just the overall just workflow management is just off. They asked for a hearing 2 months ago, and there's still no hearing. Now there's a status hearing. So maybe in this status hearing they're going to argue the moving ahead with the RICO and not blending those two other cases, because Hoover said he didn't want to, and they said that we would need a hearing, and then Judge Dunaway would rule on it. And I guess that never happened. So I guess we're just gonna have to see how it goes. You know what I mean? Like, I cannot. I can't care more than the people who are paid to care. So we're just talking about it because sis don't care more than they do. They get paid for this. I don't. I just get paid to talk about it, right? We just get paid to talk about it. Let's see. Okay. Am I showing yet? Hold on. Okay, Nesto, I'm going to need for you to move over, sir. Okay. Can y'all see this? Okay. See this? Okay. So 8/10/26 status hearing, right? Now Hoover is out of the office. He's going to be in Carroll County. It says as of the 3rd of August, which is the week before. And I looked up Sarah Grace Patrick's case, and it's set to start on the 3rd, which means they're going to be doing jury selection, all of those things. Now, if jury selection potentially takes 3 to 5 days, I don't really know. It's a double murder trial. So they might want to get a lot of backups. I think the case is supposed to go roughly for 6 weeks. It is the summer. It's the tail end of the summer. We don't know if there's school teachers. We don't know if there's mommies, people who have responsibilities to get kids to school. It's going to go like right from the beginning of August. If it goes 6 weeks, that goes right into the beginning of school. And South Carolina, they start school sooner than North Carolina. They start like with Georgia. So they could be starting like that third week of August. So that runs into the time where if you have teachers, if you have people with responsibilities for small children, that could be a problem. So it's going to take them a minute to select a jury, right? So Hoover put in his leave of notice right here on this one. This was Hoover's and this one was Will. And remember, Will was out for a month because he was running for the appeal court, right? So just the other day, Will put in a notification of some time. So on this notification, it basically states that he's going to be out of the office for like 2.5, well, not 2.5 weeks, but like 2 weeks in August. For personal time. So, because they do get vacation. So, rather than it being for court or for some other reason, this is actually vacation and a wedding. So, the day after they have court for NESTO, Will's going to be out the office basically till the end of the month. Hoover is technically out of the office all of August. So it's possible Hoover might take the meeting. It's possible Hoover might let them know, hey, I put a leave of absence up like 4 months ago. And I'm going to be in Carroll County on trial. Oh, my bad. We didn't see that. Let's switch it to another date. So that I'm saying all this to say, number one, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a date change. That's number one. Number two, if Hoover's there on the date requested, he might be on Zoom. Because why would he be all the way in Fulton County if he's got to be in Carroll County because this girl is standing trial for double murder, right? And if they don't schedule it, didn't we talk about this a week ago? If they don't schedule it in the next couple of weeks, it's not going to happen because you need 2 weeks notice to make sure that NESTO can be either at Fulton County in the flesh or to notify the jail so they make arrangements so that he can be on Zoom. You're laughing. You guys are, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, I'm sorry. I see that there's an issue with the scheduling. It's like this, it's bad scheduling. It's bad scheduling. Hoover said, I don't know them folks. Look, I'm bringing up genuine concerns, right? I'm the person that's in the meeting that's like, hey guys, I had to learn while I was in corporate America to stop because I'm always the one that's like, isn't there a conflict with such and such? Or did you guys check the da 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 da? Because I had to learn to stop because that would get on people's nerves. I got to the point where I would just sit back and just enjoy the show, watch all the nincompoops in the office figure it out because nobody was paying attention or nobody looked on their calendar or nobody bothered to get on the shared calendar and see what was really going on, all of the things. So, baby, I'm telling you guys, and if anybody watches over here, good for them. But at the end of the day, it's just us talking, right? This is all Sonya's fault because she told him to take it to the box, right? She told him to take it to the box and he wants to fight. And also, on top of everything, this is just for the RICO. This is not for the strawberry indictment. This is not for PGR. They may talk about those two, but this is strictly for the RICO right now, which Wooten wanted to merge those two other cases, and Hoover said no. On top of that, the sexual assault, rape, CSAM, all the things is not even talked about because when Ernell Winfrey tried to chime in, you guys remember when she tried to chime in, he said, no, 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 Miss Winfrey. He didn't say it like that, but it was kind of like that. He said, no, 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 no. He said no. He said, we need to handle this. This one's more ripe. This one's more ripe. And that's it. Yep, he listened to that fool, so now he will sit and wait until 2027, okay? Um, if you I will post these LOA documents. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the details right now. I know you guys know, we have receipts for everything. So I will post those on the community wall. Wooten, not available for 2.5 weeks, basically in August. Um, Hoover in another case on the date that they requested. And it's possible they could have asked him, "Hey, do you have 10 minutes to sneak out and do a quick status update?" Sure, I'll be on Zoom. So this could already be resolved. Like I said, I'm just putting a footnote because I'm not saying, because far be it from me to spread bad information, because we don't do that over here. Um, this could be not an issue. But like I said, I'm raising all the red flags because there is a document that was posted that said that he would be in trial to not schedule or schedule accordingly. And they may have already resolved this off grid, and I'm just bringing it up. Okay. Um, let's see. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's his trusted advisor. Sonya is his trusted advisor. So, yep. Let him. Wooten said, nah, hell no. Y'all done up and done it." Then hit him with the little flip, game over. I mean, we already know that. um I wouldn't be surprised if he probably offered him like 15 years with a guilty, or 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is, but based on Kayla, hold on. Hold on. Now, their cases are not identical in the lease. So don't hear me. Hear me. Just hear me out, okay? It's quite possible, if all of these things, like the theft by deception, all of the things, and I'm not talking about the rape case right now. So don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're focused on this RICO. If you're looking at like the identity fraud, theft by taking, now they don't have identical charges, but they have a very similar in charges case. But she had security fraud, she had identity fraud, she had theft by taking, and she had identity theft, security, theft by identity fraud, theft by taking, security, the RICO, and I feel like one other thing. It was either 4 or 5 different, and it was 35 felonies. And he's got 40, and a RICO. She's responsible for the bulk, which we know he is. I feel like the most serious carries the 15, and if everything falls up under it, as a habitual offender, and he gets the full 15, I don't know if as a habitual offender would he get concurrent or would he get consecutive. If he gets concurrent, it could cap at 15. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want 15 because he's probably like, I'm gonna be dead. I don't know. And surely 75 is not dead and buried, but for some people it is, especially if you don't have longevity in your family, you have poor health, and you're sitting in the fucking clink. Okay. There's a big difference out here getting to eat avocado, grapefruit, good steaks, clean water, a Tempur-Pedic mattress in your nice home versus sleeping on a cot, drinking water out of a toilet, eating peanut butter sandwiches and bologna. Okay. 75 prison is not the same as that's 75 the hard way versus 75 out here amongst us folks living. You know what I'm saying? Living and enjoying world. Amen. I follow the law because I like to be comfortable and in my own space. Okay? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hey Siri. Thank you, Boo. Thank you, Attitude and Tylenol, baby. Thank you, hun. I'm just on this screen, so I'll highlight your comment in a minute, okay, babe? I just so that's what I'm thinking. If like statute wise, what is the most serious on here? Um, if he were to get them consecutive, I don't know. And some of these probably blend into others. Um, I don't know if they're able to stack all of this together. I don't know. Um, but the top charge here, I think, is the RICO, and that might be 15, potentially 20 years, especially if he's got aggravators like preying on people who are of a certain age, like Shirley. Shirley is a whole senior citizen. She is of a certain age, so that would be an aggravator. Um, I don't know if he had anyone else who was of a certain age. That could be an aggravating situation as well. Thank you, only me. There could be a couple of situations that could make it like a 20, a, a higher sentence. So he may just not want to take that. But considering the fact that you've already been in jail, it's almost like Sarah Boone. Can we talk about that for a minute? It's like when Sarah Boone got offered, what, 15 years for second degree? Was it 15, if I'm not mistaken? If it's not 15, forgive me, but it was something in that neighborhood of like 15 years. She'd already been in jail for like 5, 6 years through the whole entire damn pandemic. And she decided to take her dumb ass to the box. And guess what? She's got life in prison. She was horrible on the stand. She behaved horribly in court. And she got life. And she could have been exiting the building in a couple of years. Just like Katie McBanawa. I mean, gosh, how many are there who were offered deals and decided to be cute and are doing life? You know what I'm saying? Katie McBanawa, if you don't know who that is the girlfriend of Charlie Adelson from the infamous murder of Dan Markel. Okay, and all of the people, the many, many, many people who are just in damn hot water over that. The very senior Donna, the very, very senior Miss Donna Adelson, um, her son, the two hitmen, and one girlfriend. It sounds like a movie. Grandma, son, girlfriend, and two hitmen from Miami. Okay. Y'all, they got what they truly deserved by their own choices. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. So you know what I'm saying? Like Nesto, we just gotta see how this unfolds. Okay. So that's your little Nesto update. We just gonna keep it moving because baby, Sir's going to do what he has to do. At the end of the day, I'm just glad to see some progress, not for him, but for us. Because you know why? We like to watch court, and if there's no court to watch, it's like, well, damn, okay. In Nesto's mind, he can prove that he's innocent. That's the problem. That Nesto math doesn't convert over here. Charlie's appeal was denied. I heard that. LS. Um, I need to pull it up and look at it. Um, I heard that. I didn't get to watch. I've missed a little bit. I watched Joel over there at Surviving the Survivor, and I have not. I'm so behind on episodes right now because there are, just like us. We keep it up on Nesto till he's done, right? Um, even though the Adelson situation is over, there are some channels that are keeping up until Wendy's ass is answering some more questions. So, that there's people still talking about it, and Joel over on Surviving the Survivor is one of those channels, and that's where you can get your up to the minute Donna Adelson updates. Katie had a chance to be free. Girl, she thought she was gonna be cute. Um, yeah, she was very much mistaken. Um, yes. All of these cases are entire ghetto messes. They absolutely are. Every single last one. So are we thinking trial beginning? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, Lonnie. I guess that's a bougie gang question because you guys, we've done a poll. I don't really, I don't know. We've done a poll. I think we said 2027, but I'm going to be honest with you. I have had to release myself of expectations as far as timeline is concerned because the workflow of when they say things in court and things hitting the docket, things never hitting the docket or taking their damn sweet ass time to hit the docket, it drives me nuts because when I hear them say something and I go back in a day or two to check the docket to see if they put the placeholders, if they've added the time, they don't do it. I hate following this case right now. Like it's so freaking annoying because I have to say Dunaway. Dunaway is the one who's responsible for booking time for the court. His people, his litigation manager, his judicial assistant, all of that. It's very annoying to follow this case because stuff isn't on the docket. It's just not there. So I don't understand. I don't understand how you have a whole hearing and you request something and that request never makes it to the docket. And then something just random shows up 2 months later, like a status hearing, which a status hearing is not altogether random, but they requested a motions hearing 2 months ago. Now, like I said, could they argue the motion during this meeting? Absolutely. But is it even going to happen because one of the lead attorney for this case is in trial with other people on a very serious case, which not to say this one is not, but it's a double murder case. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if he's got the time to spend an hour when they're calling court to order because if the trial starts on the 3rd and it takes, let's just say it takes 3 to 5 days to seat a jury, you're talking about the prosecution presenting their case and you being out on other business. I don't know. I mean, shit happens. I know that lawyers can handle more than one thing at a time and they handle more than one case at a time when they are in trial. So it's absolutely possible. We're just going to have to see how it goes, right? I'd be feeling the same way. This is just too great. It's it's like frustrating. So I don't even get my hopes up that things are going to go as scheduled. I just always anticipate some sort of a delay, some sort of change, or, oh, yeah, were we supposed to schedule that? It's like nobody's taking notes. It's weird because when you follow, even in Fulton County, so I'm not slamming Fulton County at all. All I'm saying is we follow other cases and the shit shows up on the docket. Like we've been following McBurney. McBurney says something, you go to the docket like a day later and it's there. It's there. Dunaway. Oh, we want to file an appeal. A month and a half later, you get the appeal notice. And damn it, if the appeal has to be filed right away within 30 days, the judge has to issue it because it was an immediate appeal, right? It was an immediate appeal. So the judge needed to issue it right away. What did the judge do? Issued it like a month and a half later. Then the lead attorney for the defense, yeah, he files it like 4 months later. And all of the foolishness shenanigans. Like, how is it that nobody is following a calendar? And it's not Will's job to say, hey guys, that needs to be filed in the next 30 days. That's not his job to do that. That's their job to like when the ball's in Will's court, Will has to follow a timeline. And when the ball's in Hoover's court, he has to follow a timeline. When the ball's in the judge's, in the court's court, which is giving the certificate of immediate appeal or immediate review so that they can appeal a decision, there's a timeline. And damn it, if the certificate was not issued outside of the timeline. So that was like the judge's fault. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. I'm not trying to be hypercritical of the judge. I'm just calling out what's going on. And this is crazy. It's crazy. Okay. All right, guys. You guys asked about this morning in Members Live. So let's talk about it. The weirdo family from Southern Ohio, bordering like West Virginia. They had 16 kids. So it was 4 adults who got arrested: grandma, grandpa, who are the parents of the son and the wife, plus 16 kids suffering all kinds of abuse, deprivation of food, adequate housing, clean place to live, probably sleep. This is what caught my ear too. So I was listening to another, because we talked about it this morning a little bit. I was listening to another update. Law enforcement is refused because they don't know. They probably have to DNA test everybody. This is the deal. The oldest is 18. Mom, the daughter, so the daughter-in-law, the wife. So let's say grandma, grandpa, wife, and husband, right? Because there's Gary Jr., Gary Jr.'s wife, and Gary Sr.'s wife. Okay. So the two grandparents and the son and his wife, right? The 18-year-old is their kid. She had that kid at 15. Gary Jr. and Miss Ma'am got married at 15. They were unable to say whether all of the 16 children are siblings. Chew on that for just a second. Those might not all 16 be her kids. You got an 18-year-old, and there's like a bunch of stair steps. She has, in theory, had children almost every year, like within a year to a year and a half after having a child, but they are having to determine whether all of the children are her children. Some of the children could be, I'm just going to assume the children's children. Like, we don't, the older kids, but who would they be? They said, we're not going to talk about that right now. And so they had an arraignment. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. This is like real life, the Whitakers. Any of you guys watch the Soft White Underbelly on YouTube? Okay. Soft White Underbelly is a channel, and they have had a long running series with a family called the Whitakers. And the Whitakers are a very interesting family. And baby, it's giving, is that's what it's giving to me. Maybe not to you, but to me, baby. Um, okay. Hold on to your hats, okay? Hold on a second. Let's get into the news story first, and then we'll go to the arraignment, okay? Because this is something to see. This is something, okay? Is this what I was watching earlier? Okay. And then I wanted to go to the jail. Hold on a second. Is this the one I was watching? No, we'll get to that one too. Hold on. I wanted this other one where they were kind of talking in the newsroom. I was like, baby. Oh, hold on. Let me find it. Oh, girl, baby. Okay, let's listen to this.
Really horrific child abuse case out of Vinton County. So this is a story that the layers of the onion just keep unraveling. This all happened in Hamden, which is just south of MacArthur, there in Vinton County. 4 people have been arrested. It's the parents and the grandparents, as we're told by the AG's office, the Attorney General's office. So all who have been arrested and now charged with 16 counts of child endangerment are Gary Jr., Gary.
Baby, does he not look like a Whitaker? Does he not look like one of Gary Siders Sr.? Baby, he looks like he is a cousin to the Whitakers. Let me see what y'all are saying. Well, okay, so this is the deal. Why did they come to the house? Were they coming on some child abuse? No, they were coming to serve a different warrant. What that warrant was, baby, we don't know. Okay. They said we're not going to talk about that right now. Okay. I believe it could have been some of that stuff, that zombie stuff. That stuff that makes you look like a whole zombie out here. Okay. But I don't know. I don't know for sure, but they're doing something. But let's listen.
Senior, along with Christina and Elizabeth
Siders.
So
this is mom and pop, obviously. The Gary and Christina are married. Gary is junior, that's their son. This is the wife. Gary and Elizabeth, how old is Gary? Baby, I don't know. But they said that when Elizabeth married Gary, she was 15. They said at the time in West Virginia, you could marry at 14. Okay. She married this dude at 15. There's 16 kids, and they need to verify that all of those are her kids, because there could be some, and these kids have been, I'm going to be honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me if they've kept these kids in captivity for all this time. What we know of is it's been at least 4 years. If these kids have been off the grid, no birth certificates, no school, they said some of the kids couldn't even talk. We don't know what those kids were doing because they don't know any better. They said they were feral. What does that mean? What's that mean? I know what feral means, but they said the kids are wild. Like they're totally just, it's awful. They just let them, they said farm animals were being kept better than those children. Okay.
These are the 4 people we believe, at least according right now to the information that we've been given by the Vinton County Sheriff's Office, the Vinton County Prosecutor, and AG Wilson, that Elizabeth and Gary Jr. are the parents, and then Christina and Gary Sr. are the grandparents of all of these children. We know that it didn't happen that law enforcement we now know that the law enforcement didn't get there due to anything dealing with these children.
No, they said there was a parallel investigation going on that led them to this house.
Right.
And then when they went into the house to execute the search warrant, that's when they found the 16 kids in a literal 12 by 12 room. And they believe they had been in there for 4 years.
Right.
There was feces on the ground, other bacteria. A lot of these kids, they don't even know how to speak. The 18-year-old, we've been told, can't even write their name. Just horrible living conditions that the sheriff there said basically livestock animals have been treated
because we don't know how many, if any of them, ever went to school. We know the younger ones did not, but we don't know about the older ones.
Yeah, and from what investigators said yesterday, they moved around quite a bit to kind of avoid, to keep hiding their kids, actually.
And we, digging into kind of some of their background and looking into some of the things that we've been told by people, we know this family for a long time lived around Gallipolis down in Gallia County, right there across from West Virginia. Carla Rogner spent some time yesterday really digging into this family's history and where they've moved around to we're going to go ahead and take a listen to what Carla kind of found out about the Siderses.
Vinton County prosecutor referred to Gary Sr. and Christina as the grandparents and said Elizabeth and Gary Jr. were parents, but would not say if Elizabeth was the mother of all 16 children. We learned.
Well, what does that mean? That them kids had kids. Some of those kids, if she wouldn't say whether she was the mother to all of the kids, either there's some M going on, and you know what I mean, or there's some I going on with the kids that don't know any better and probably haven't been taught anything, because mom and dad look like they probably, like, it's some weird shit going on up in that house. Okay, let's just be real.
Through a marriage record from West Virginia that Gary Siders Jr. wed Elizabeth in 2008 when she was just 15 years old. That's the same year the first child was born. We looked through the.
I want to know how old Gary Jr. is. We're going to have to look it up, because Gary Jr. and what county was this? We'll have to look it up, girl. We're going to get all, we're going to find out. We're going to get the tea.
Family's criminal records. Aside from a few traffic issues, a DUI for Gary Sr. in 1998 was the most serious offense we could find. Authorities say the family bounced around southeastern Ohio, even Wisconsin, before landing in the Vinton County home, where authorities uncovered this house of horrors.
Just almost beyond comprehension that this stuff can happen in our country, and that it can happen in a house at the hands of people who are in charge of taking care of kids.
So I dug into the West Virginia records for Carla, because we knew that these two had some connections to West Virginia. Digging in, I found that these two got married in Mason County, West Virginia, which is right across the river from Gallia County there. And these two were married March 31st, 2008. We know that Elizabeth was 15, like just newly 15. And the reason they did this, I mean, I don't know the entire reason behind this, but at the time, both Ohio and Kentucky, as they do today, require people to be at least 17 to marry. In 2008, West Virginia's minimum requirement for marriage was 14.
Wow.
That has since been changed as of 2023 to what?
Look at the ages of the kids in the house. They said that there's 2 sets of twins, okay? 2 sets of twins. If there's 2 sets of twins, you have several kids that are exactly the same ages. These last ones, somebody in there is having kids that's not Elizabeth. Somebody gave birth. Okay, because if it's 2 sets of twins, it would stand to reason. But you have at least 2 children that are the same age, that probably an older girl had a baby. Now, with who's the daddy, I'm sure they're going to be doing all kinds of DNA tests. They probably just went ahead and took DNAs on everybody to figure out what they said 2 sets of twins. It looks like 3 sets of twins, but it could be that 2 childbearing females were pregnant at the same time. They said it's 2 sets of twins. It looks like 3, but if you have 2 women with periods have babies at the same time, you could have 2 women have babies. Like, you didn't ever see 2 sisters or 2 people have babies at the same time? It's 2 sets of twins. Okay? 2, which means that, and they are very carefully saying that Elizabeth would not say whether she was the mother to all of the children. What does that mean? Who's not going to say that they're the mother to all 16? You're a girl, I had all 16. Them 16's mine. She's not saying, because probably some of them kids either belong to her husband outside of her, or they belong to her oldest son with one of his siblings. Hello? Like, let's just do the math here. Some weird shit going on in that household.
are the surrounding states, which is 18, but then 17 with judicial and parental permission,
Right.
etc.
And now we know from court records that basically Elizabeth started having children.
Mhm.
And yeah, and we know that happens. I'm saying, like, girl, I don't have that many. I have 3 siblings that are all a year or less apart. Well, 13 months and 12 months. So yes, we know that happens. That happens. That used to happen a lot more frequently. But this ain't that. This ain't that, babe. This is not that. No woman who had 16 kids isn't going to say, "Oh yeah, all 16 are mine and that's my husband." She would not say whether all 16 were hers, which means that probably there's another girl in the house that had a kid. There's got to be.
Immediately
Basically
after,
later that year
when she was still 15 years old. So Carla wrote out basically all the ages of these children that were found inside this home. I mean, so basically when you do the math, you realize Elizabeth has basically been pregnant almost every single year.
Right. Every year to about a year and a half is kind of the math we figured out. We know that there's two sets of twins. Yeah, multiple sets of twins.
2 sets of twins.
Twins in there.
But we are told by investigators that some remain in the hospital, some have been discharged. We know 2 were.
What they're not wanting to say is what we all know. You know what I mean? It's not surprising. It's awful that they had to be subjected to that and they were never taught anything, but that's what happens.
Life flighted, care flighted to level 1 trauma hospitals for care.
And when
so it's just, I mean,
it's a horrific thing. And we talk about the room because we've seen the house and we see the size of the house. It's not a huge house, but we know that these children were confined to a 12 by 12 room.
And this is the house right now in Vinton County, taking a look at it. Still has the caution tape up there this morning because this investigation remains ongoing. But I mean, you can just see piles of trash literally spilling out of it. The windows are open. It looks very disheveled inside.
Knock it down.
It smells. We've heard that on multiple accounts that it really, really smells.
Right. And Kevin Landers took a dive into, because we talk about 12 by 12 and it's hard to visualize, the size of that. 12 by 12, 10 by 10 is about the size of a standard home bedroom before, and if you don't really have a visual idea of that, it's hard to just, really visualize how tight that would be for 16 people. So we're talking 144 square feet. That's not a lot for 16 people. Kevin Landers really dug into this and some of the reaction that authorities had to this.
According to investigators, the 16 children lived in a space this big. This is a 12 by 12 box. There was no access to restrooms, but this cramped area only tells part of the story.
I can still smell. I can't get the smell. I cannot get the smell off of me or away from me.
The images from inside this Vinton County home continue to haunt those who are building a case against the people who created it.
A large number of people, though, the children were kept in a roughly 12 by 12 area. It seems like is where they've spent the most of the last 4 years.
7 of the children needed hospitalization. 1 is in intensive care in critical condition.
It looked like almost feral animals.
Investigators say none appeared to have ever gone to school.
Some of these children couldn't even speak.
The question is, where will these children go from here?
If you've seen the Whitaker's soft white underbelly, some of them couldn't even talk. Like, it was, I don't even want to give I'm not even going to do it. It's just, it's like if you ever saw the movie Nell, the woman who was in the woods and she had her own little language and like she needed to learn, like she had to learn how to talk and everything.
How will the state protect them? Who will take them? Otis Corcoran is the executive director of Athens County Children's Services.
If what I hear is correct, it's difficult in the fact of what they've gone through, but it's also difficult because of the number of children. So even if these children were totally healthy, it's difficult to place that many children in such a short period of time.
He says in cases like this, it tests the system.
It does test the system because you got to coordinate. And plus, given the time period, you got to move pretty quick. So getting everybody on the same page, finding out what you need, and having everyone really move into action to make sure we're doing the very best we can for these children.
And so again, these are the 4 adults that we know to be living in that home. So Gary Siders Sr., Gary Siders Jr., Elizabeth Siders, Christina Siders.
All 4 charged with 16 counts of child endangerment. They're being held on $300,000 each on bond for this. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are like, how could this happen? So
how did it fall through?
How did this fall through the cracks? And, we kind of heard, Vinton County is about 13,000 people.
It's a very small community.
It's a small community. And
they're specifically in the village of Hamden too, which is even smaller.
Which is, about a couple hundred people. And I grew up in a county about this size that, a very similarly rural community. And when you get into that size and these communities that size, it's really easy to never see anybody else.
Really?
Because you're spread apart. And if you choose to, you can kind of just ignore what's going on around you. And, there's also the difference that rural poverty is incredibly different than urban poverty. But it's, growing up in this situation, nothing this horrific, but
I mean, this has got to be one of the worst cases.
But you've seen homes in similar situations in states as that. And, people that we talked to, Libby Cathy was down there talking with people in the community who might have been, 5 minutes down the road, had no idea these people existed.
And this is another thing I would like to add. This house right here, it was in a trust for a woman that has died. So we're not sure if they just kind of stumbled upon this.
No, they had been there for 4 years. She had only died within the last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the woman who owned that house had only died within the last year. So a trust is now handling it. But we know they moved in about 4 years ago. So it's a complex case. And then we also talk about placing these kids. In a county of 13,000, the Department of, the Vinton County Department of Child and Family Services, however they declare to name it there, is now tasked with placing 16 children in a county of 13,000 people. To find foster families in a county that size for that many kids all at once is a Herculean task.
Well, that are severely traumatized.
Right. It's a right. So it's going to be and we heard that from the Athens County Department of Children and Family Services, that this is a difficult effort. But as I mentioned, in how hard it is to not see this, but also how easy it is to also not see it. Libby Cathy went down and kind of took a look that, there were things that people saw, the hindsight's 2020, right?
Always.
Of that, well, I noticed this, but maybe if I had thought about it more, it would have raised the red flags.
We're extremely angry people who would take advantage of kids this way.
Knowing what I know now, I would have said something for sure.
The quiet village of Hamden still processing what authorities describe as horrific conditions inside this home on Omer Road.
You can see that it's on a railroad bed and it's on a dead end. There's really no houses around it. So I think that's maybe how they got away with it.
Ralph Henneman has lived in Vinton County for more than 2 decades.
And I don't think I've ever went down this road. So that kind of gives you an idea of how many people are back here.
I spoke to an employee at the Dollar General less than a mile from the home who says he regularly saw Gary Siders Jr. and Elizabeth Siders shopping just before closing.
They had very poor hygiene. Their clothes were always in a lot of disarray. It seemed as if that she was always consistently pregnant or like in labor in some way. They were pretty in and out. So,
what kinds of things were they buying?
Every once in a while it would be diapers, but besides that, just general food, milk, just other like junk food and stuff like that. They would pay with multiple different cards, one with like $1 on it and whatnot, but and they would just shuffle through them.
Now he says he's left wondering whether there was something he could have done.
And it makes me question my own actions, whether or not I should have asked them about it consistently, either not asked about their hygiene or see if they needed anything, or anything I could have done to maybe prevent this in any way, because it looked like there were signs.
Others,
what could you can't do anything to prevent this. I mean, at the end of the day, these people are living a certain way because that's how they want to live. in theory, maybe, or that's Gary. Gary Jr. may have been raised this way. He brought this girl into it. She's had multiple children into it. We don't really know what brought them to this, but to think that as the Dollar General dude, you could do something other than maybe get your throat slit. I don't know, because we don't know that these people could have been one decision away from, oh, okay, you're asking the wrong questions. You know what I mean? Like, these people aren't right. So you can't expect them to make the right decisions. And what, were we going to take everybody in at your house?
It's a sobering reminder.
It's scary to think that there's monsters that live amongst you.
And, I guess, you hear from the Dollar.
They probably couldn't even have them in the jail. They probably told them, go stand under that water for the next 10 minutes, and then I'm going to hand you a bar of soap. Just get one with this hot water now. You don't have a choice. I'm surprised they didn't cut their hair, because they probably got lice and all kinds of shit. Bed bugs, that nasty house.
General employee who was like, well, she always seemed.
They probably had to take some baths, some Pine Sol or some sort of Dettol, whatever that antibacteria. Girl, here's 2 bars of a dial. Here, go ahead. Let's get started with some dial. And then we're going to get you some hospital grade, that brown soap that they put on you after surgery. Girl, that brown surgery soap.
Pregnant, anytime I saw her, why didn't I do something? But I guess, if in that situation, you see that, you see so many people all the time,
right?
That it probably is just something that you lose kind of track of time, and
and you're allowed to have a lot of babies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if that's a family's choice, that's their choice.
Yeah, I know plenty of, families who have 11, 12 kids, but
I don't know any.
It is a difficult, this is an interesting case that is one that we haven't seen in a long time.
Not especially in this area.
Right. And we hear, we've heard from Andy Wilson that he's never come across something like this.
No, and he's been in his time, and it's decades.
Right. And I think now the focus, besides the prosecution of these four adults, it comes to the focus of, how do we best care for these children? How do we find the resources for them? And because you're also struggling with, you separate 16 siblings.
And let the truth be told, some of them might need to be separated because they were not taught anything. And there really may be some very inappropriate relationships going on. And they may need to be separated, poor things. Yeah, they don't know anything. They were feral. How do you as an adult know that in the back room you got a damn, I don't even know what you have 16 children behind that door down at the end of the hall, and how do you reconcile that? That's so weird to me.
Across the county.
Right, but they need to be protected right now, and they need a lot of help. But the governor,
they need to go to a hospital. I don't know they're not even foster care ready. There is nobody who is a foster care parent who is in a position to train maybe a 10-year-old who is nonverbal due to no sort of rearing, training, love, education, nurturing, anything. These kids really need to spend some time in some intensive hospital where they can actually be taught from the ground up. Like, I hate to say it, they need foster love, foster people to come and love on them and be friends with them and build some relationships so that when they get out, they have some place to go, and maybe some family, some people who will love on them, but they're not ready. Maybe the babies, because they don't know anything, but the kids that are let's say 5 and up, hell no. Who can do that? These kids don't even know probably how to sit on a toilet. They don't know how to sit on a toilet. There's no way.
State is rallying around these children.
And it's also important to know.
And then the sensory overload. They've been in one room for 4 years with a bunch of siblings. either it's mass chaos, like they won't know what to, they really need some sort of, institutional setting where they can still kind of be together, but all get their needs met quickly.
Because the state is investigating this, and I would bet the farm that these 16 counts of child endangerment will not be the only ones.
No, oh, hell no.
Because BCI is continuing deepening this investigation.
They're getting rid of DNA
they want
tests.
anybody who has any knowledge of this family to come forward. It doesn't matter how deep your knowledge is. If you know anything about these folks, if you've ever come in contact with them, they do want to hear from you. And the number for that is 855-BCI-OHIO. It's a hotline to them. So that, once again, 855-BCI-OHIO.
Girl, okay, hold on a second. Is this it right here? Hold on. Okay, this might not be the best copy, but let me sidetrack this one just in case. Hold on. Let's watch the arraignment. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to. Okay, just 1 second. Let me put this up. This is crazy, y'all.
Thanks so much for joining me for WSAC Plus. Good morning, everyone. I'm Shannon Litton. We are continuing to follow the breaking news alert out of Vinton County, Ohio, where 4 people have been arrested after 16 children were found in deplorable conditions. They are now being arraigned this morning in Vinton County. Let's join that arraignment in progress this morning.
Mary Matter, are you okay with doing this by Zoom today? Sorry. Are you okay with doing this through the computer today? All right.
He's like, computer, what is that? What is the computer?
So, actually there are 17. I apologize, there are 17 counts on one of these. Each of these counts is a second-degree felony count of endangering children, which is a violation of Ohio Revised Code 2919-22B1 and E2D. Each one of them alleges that on or about June 30th, 2026, that you did abuse a child under the age of 18 years old, and the violation resulted in serious physical harm to that child. Each count contains different initials indicating and birth dates indicating which child to whom it refers. Count 1 is CS, date of birth 5/30/2008. Count 2 is ZS, date of birth 8/17/2009. Count 3 is CS, date of birth 3/13/2011. Count 4 is KS, date of birth 3/28/2012. Count 5 is BS, date of birth 5/8/2013. Count 6 is GS3, date of birth 9/2/2014. Count 7 is LS, date of birth 5/25/2016. Count 8 is VS, date of birth 10/26/2017. Count 9 is JS, date of birth 10/27/2019. Count 10 is ES, date of birth 9/29/2020. Count 11 is NS, date of birth 2/10/22. Count 12, SS, date of birth 2/10/22. Count 13 alleges harm to John Doe, date of birth 1/21/25. That's John Doe A. There's John Doe B, date of birth 1/21/25. Count 15 is simply identified by first name Isaac, no date of birth at this time. Count 16, Isaiah, no date of birth at this time. Count 17, Wade, no date of birth at this time. Those are for you, Mr. Siders Jr., Mr. Siders Sr., those are all the same.
They're identical counts.
Yes, I suspected so, but I wanted to ensure. All right. Each of those felonies of the second degree is punishable by 2 to 8 years as a minimum sentence and a maximum sentence of 12 years in prison. A maximum fine of $15,000 and 18 months to 3 years of post-release control. Do you understand all that? You have the following rights. You have the right to retain counsel even if you intend to plead guilty. You have the right to a reasonable continuance in the proceedings to secure counsel. You have the right to have counsel assigned without cost to you if you are unable to afford counsel. You have the right to bail if the offense is bailable. We will come back to bail momentarily. You are not required to make a statement at any point in these proceedings, but anything you say can and may be used against you. You have the right to a speedy public jury trial. Do you understand? Also, because these cases have come before this court on a complaint rather than an indictment at this time, you would have the right to a preliminary hearing, and you can discuss that with counsel once counsel is appointed for you. Do you understand? All right. The JO has applications for court-appointed counsel there. You can fill those out and they'll submit them back to the court. You have 4 pleas available to you. A plea of guilty is a complete admission of your guilt. A not guilty plea is a complete denial of your guilt. A no contest plea is not an admission of guilt, but is an admission to the facts that underlie the complaint. If you plead no contest, the state would give me a statement of facts, and it would be up to the court to determine whether or not you were guilty of the charged offenses based on those facts. If the facts were not sufficient, I would find you not guilty. A plea of no contest cannot be used against you in any subsequent civil or criminal case, but you would have a criminal record if you were found guilty pursuant to a plea of no contest. A not guilty by reason of insanity plea must be made in writing. Do you understand those pleas? How do you plead? Yes, I will enter a not guilty plea for you at this time then, and you can confer with counsel. Okay? Mr. Siders, would you like me to enter a not guilty plea for you as well? Until you have the chance to speak with an attorney? I will do that. All right, I need to grab these phones actually.
Does he even know how to talk?
State's position as to bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I please report at this time the state would be requesting a $300,000 cash assurity bond for each defendant under the court standard terms and conditions, including special conditions that they have no contact with each other as co-defendants, and they have no contact with the victims, and if they are able somehow to post bond, that GPS monitoring at their expense.
Gentlemen, do you have anything to say as to bond?
No, I didn't want to hear it.
They asked for a $300,000 cash or surety bond, and that if you are in no contact with your co-defendants or with the alleged victims, and that if you are released on bond, that you be required to wear a GPS monitor. Do you have anything to say as to any of that? All right, I will grant the state's request then. It will be a $300,000 cash or surety bond. In the event, well, first of all, no contact with your co-defendants. Don't be speaking with each other there at the jail.
I'm going to just say, look, at the end of I don't even think these people understand what's going on right now. They seem totally clueless. I'm sure they know they're in trouble. I don't even know if they understand what she's saying. And I know she's trying to be as simple, talk to them as simply as she possibly can, but I don't think they understand.
If you are released, no contact with the alleged victims. Don't try to contact them from jail either. And you will be required to wear a GPS monitor at the state's expense. You would also be required to be a law-abiding citizen, keep the court informed of any address or telephone number changes, appear at all hearings, and have DNA and fingerprinting done if you've not done so already. Do you understand? All right. Anything else from the state?
No, thank you.
All right. Gentlemen, we'll get you attorneys appointed as soon as possible. Thank you.
See, they don't mind if you're in jail in a wheelchair. If you're in jail, they got wheelchairs.
Okay, you've been watching part of the arraignment there for 2 out of the 4 people charged in this child neglect case. You saw there Gary Siders Jr. and Gary Siders Sr. both pleading not guilty at this time. It appears they're pleading not guilty until they can both confer with an attorney. So an attorney will be appointed to them. Right now, the judge there in that case has set the bond at $300,000 cash or surety. Bond for both Gary Siders Jr. and Gary Siders Sr. Now we're waiting to see the arraignment there of Christina Siders and Elizabeth Siders. As we wait on that, I just want to show you real quick their mug shots there. These just came into our newsroom within the last few minutes. So they have been booked, of course, into jail. Now the arraignments are about to take place here again. So let's go back into the courtroom here. This is for the arraignment of Christina and Elizabeth Siders.
Did you see how she was trying to tell her what to do?
Yes.
I'm not trying to be funny, but Elizabeth, the young one, she might be a victim herself. They had her in that house 15, pushing out babies once a year. She could have been kidnapped. We don't even know what happened to her. Like, girl, how did you hook up with these crazy people? And if you don't want to say if all the kids are yours, who else was I mean, sis, save yourself. 15 with these crazy people. If that man was over the age of consent, if he was like not 15, baby, I would be singing like a bird. I would be singing like a bird and I would be telling everything.
Do you not have a copy of the amended complaint?
I thought that was what they put in here.
No, that was the original.
What changed?
It's 16 counts, and we identified the kids with their actual dates of birth and removed so their names weren't listed on there. We used their initials then.
Okay, I'll change it to initials.
You want me to go get it?
You can.
Okay.
I apologize. apologize. The prosecutor went to get a piece of paper or some paperwork from the clerk's office. We will be ready to proceed in just one moment.
It looks like they're getting some stuff ready for that arraignment. In the meantime, just kind of want to catch you back up to speed here on the case. Again, here's their mugshots. These are the 4 people who are facing charges. Gary Siders Sr., Gary Siders Jr., Christina Siders, and Elizabeth Siders. Now, all of them in custody, as you can see here from their mugshots. Authorities say they were all arrested after a shocking scene played out in a quiet neighborhood. 16 children were rescued from a home in Vinton County, Ohio yesterday. Now, 4 people are facing charges, of course. We have seen the arraignments just recently in the last 5 minutes of Gary Siders Jr. and Gary Siders Sr. They both pleaded not guilty until they can confer with an attorney, and the judge has set their bond at $300,000 cash or a surety. Now, here's what we can tell you about the children so far as what we know from the press conference yesterday. So all 4 adults are facing those 16 counts of child endangerment. Authorities say the children were removed from the home in Hamden, and they range in age from 18 years old to just 18 months. 2 of the children actually had to be life flighted to trauma centers around the state because, according to investigators, their lives were in danger. Now, all 4 of those people, of course, all 4 of the Siders that we've been telling you about are being arraigned this morning. Those arraignments started around 10:30 this morning. And like I just mentioned, the arraignments of Gary Siders Jr. and Gary Siders Sr. have just taken place. We're now just waiting on the arraignments of Christina Siders and Elizabeth Siders, as they were, as the judge said, that the prosecutor needed to get a piece of paper before they could proceed. So let's see if they're starting back up now.
Only difference, and also have revised the complaint from 17 counts to 16. Okay. Did you have the opportunity to read that complaint? Okay, I'm going to go over it with you because these are serious allegations, and I think it's important that you understand what we are talking about, all right? These complaints are identical. They each contain 16 counts of endangering children, which is a violation of Revised Code 2919-22B1 and 2919-22E2D. All of those counts are felonies of the 2nd degree. All of those accounts allege that you did in Hamden on or about June 30th, 2026, unlawfully abuse a child under the age of 18, and that violation resulted in serious physical harm to that child, okay? Each count is different in that it identifies a different child by initial and birthday. And so we will go through those quickly and then talk about the rest of what we need to address today, all right? Count 1 refers to CS, date of birth 5/30/2008. Count 2 refers to ZS, date of birth 8/17/2009. Count 3 refers to CS, date of birth 3/13/2011. Count 4 refers to KS, date of birth 3/28/2012. Count 5 refers to BS, date of birth 5/8/2013. Count 6 refers to GS3, date of birth 9/2/2014. Count 7 refers to LS, date of birth 5/25/2016. Count 8, VS, date of birth 10/26/17. Count 9, JS, date of birth 10/27/2019. Count 10, ES, date of birth 9/29/2020. Count 11, NS, date of birth 2/10/22. Count 12, SS, date of birth 2/10/22. Count 13, IS, date of birth 1/21/25. Count 14, IS, date of birth 1/21/25. I assume that those are two separate children that are perhaps twins. Count 15, BS, date of birth 1/4/24. Count 16, WS 1/4/24. Felonies of the second degree are punishable by a minimum sentence of 2 to 8 years in prison, a maximum sentence of 12 years, and a $15,000 maximum possible fine. They also carry the possibility of 18 months to 3 years of post-release control. Do you understand the charges against you? I need you to answer out loud because we're keeping a record. All right. Doesn't mean you agree with them. I just need to know that you understand what they are. You have the following rights. You have the right to retain counsel even if you intend to plead guilty. You have the right to a reasonable continuance in these proceedings to secure counsel. You have the right to have counsel assigned without cost to you if you are unable to afford counsel. You have the right to bail if the offense is bailable, and we will discuss bail momentarily. You are not required to make a statement at any point in these proceedings that anything you say can and may be used against you. You have the right to a speedy public jury trial. Do you understand those rights? All right. The jail has applications for court-appointed counsel. If you wish to fill them out, they will send them back to the court. You have 4 pleas available to you. A guilty plea is a complete admission of your guilt. A not guilty plea is a complete denial of your guilt. A no contest plea is not an admission of guilt, but it is an admission to the facts that underlie the indictment. If you plead no contest, the state would give me a statement of facts, and it would be up to the court to determine whether or not you were guilty based on those facts. If the facts were not sufficient, I would find you not guilty. A plea of no contest cannot be used against you in any subsequent civil or criminal proceeding, but you would have a criminal record if you were convicted under a no contest plea. A plea of not guilty by reason of insanity must be made in writing. Do you understand these pleas? And how do you plead? Stop. First of all, I want to remind you of your right to remain silent. This is not the time for you to argue your case. These are serious allegations, and if you are unsure on what to do, I will enter a not guilty plea for you until you can consult with counsel, okay? I also need to advise you that because these cases came before this court on a complaint, as opposed to through an indictment by the grand jury, you have the right to a preliminary hearing. And that's a matter you can discuss with counsel once they're appointed as well. All right? All right. So I will enter not guilty pleas for both of you at this time until you have the opportunity to discuss this case with counsel. State's position as to bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court, it is the state's recommendation that a $300,000 cash or surety bond be imposed on each defendant based on the seriousness of the offenses, that under the court standard terms and conditions, including special conditions that they have no contact with co-defendants, with each other, and with the victims, and that if they were able to post bond, that they would be subject to GPS monitoring. Thank you.
Could you hear the prosecutor? The state is asking for a $300,000 cash or surety bond, and that if you are able to post bond, that you have no contact. Well, sorry, let me back up. Even if you're not able to post bond, they're asking that you have no contact with your co-defendants. That means each other. I presume the jail will keep you from having contact with the other 2 co-defendants if you remain in jail. No contact with the alleged victims of the offense, and if you are released, that you be fitted with a GPS monitor at state's expense. We also have general conditions of bond if you are released, which include that you be a law-abiding citizen that you keep the court informed of any address or telephone number changes, that you appear at all court hearings, and that you get DNA and fingerprinting done if you have not already done so. Do you have anything to say as to bond? You can discuss with your attorney. They could file a motion to modify bond, and the court will consider that at that time. Okay? All right, is there anything else from anyone? No. All right, we'll get someone appointed as soon as possible. Thank you. Thank you. You too. All right.
All right, you've been watching the bond. That's what the judge decided on for the time being. And of course, that they'll have to speak with attorneys, and then we'll see about scheduling the next thing. Now, this morning, the Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail releasing their mugshots to us. And so that's the jail over in Nelsonville, Ohio. So that's where Christina Siders, Gary Siders Jr., Elizabeth Siders, and Gary Siders Sr. are all being housed at this point while this goes on. Again, it's going to be taking some time. Still, a lot of questions on exactly what led to police finding these children at that home and why they were there to begin with. I know we heard a little bit about that during a press conference yesterday. But again, this is one of those things where even neighbors in the area were saying it was a very quiet area and they never expected something like this to be happening there. But at one point, officials were calling what was done to these children evil. And we know, of course, some of them, 2 of them at least, had to be life flighted because of their conditions. So again, all of them have pleaded not guilty at this point. The judge entering that not guilty plea on the behalf of Gary Siders Jr., Gary Siders Sr., Elizabeth Siders, and Christina Siders. They will have to confer with an attorney. An attorney will have to be appointed to them. And then the case will go on from there to see if any of those pleas change and whatnot. So, of course, this is a story we will be following throughout the next coming days. We will actually have our reporter, Charlie Roth. He will be providing a live report for us over on the WSAZ midday later today. But all of them charged with 16 counts of child endangerment. It looks like the judge was saying there it was a felony in the 2nd degree, with the various punishing guidelines there. Should they be found guilty? Should they take a guilty plea? What have you? So, but we do know that those children ranged in age from 18 years old to just 18 months old. So I know that, folks at home have a lot of questions about exactly what happened. We're trying to get those answers. And as soon as we get those answers, we'll pass them along to you here on WSAZ. But thanks for joining us for our breaking news coverage there of these arraignments. We will have much more coverage from our reporter, Charlie Roth, and that'll be during WSAZ midday. And of course, later on at 4, 5, and 6.
Y'all, this is like the Whitaker family. This is like, I've had to, girl, you already know. Did I subscribe? Baby, hold on. I need all the breaking news from this area. I'm checking the people on the jail roster. Baby. Hold up. It's so small. Hold on a second, guys. Jesus. Hold on, y'all. Let me. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm not trying to be funny at all. I'm not. I promise you. But when the sheriff of Vincent County, where this happened in Vincent, in Ohio, Vinton County Sheriff. Baby, look at the people. Look at the good people of Vinton County. They fit right on in. Look at this. Look, baby. Hold on, it's too small. Do you see this? What's going on here in Vinton County? Some of these mugshots are way too small. Just look up Vinton County. I don't know how these people at Dollar General, how they're trying to say that the ciders like look different, because this is very consistent with what we're seeing. Hello, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Are y'all there? Okay, y'all see. Okay. Now, the people in the suits and the people with the nice haircuts who did the come on now. It's some problems going on in Vinton County. This is don't play with us just because y'all on the national stage now. I'm just scrolling y'all's Facebook page, okay? We hadn't seen anything like this. They need to stop playing with us just because y'all all over Facebook now. Don't try to act. Look at this. That's the one partial. I mean, I think this. Okay, this is the one like black person I've seen. Baby. Come on now. I would. This is Okay. I just wanted to pull it up. Now, they said that they're over there in the jail in Nelsonville. They got them over at the Nelsonville jail. I'm trying to find them at the Nelsonville jail. What's the date over here? Okay. Jesus. Shiloh, what you do? You got your bond revoked? Oh, there he is. There he is. There's Gary. There's Gary Lee. Oh, public indecency. What were you doing? What were you doing, Gary Lee Jr.? Public indecency? We didn't know that. What was the public indecency charge? Doing something nasty out there? Okay. I guess they keep the men and the women separate. Where's the ladies? Oh my God. Is that a lady? Oh, that's a guy. I thought, okay. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Jesus. They said they'd never seen anything like this before. Okay. That's okay. We're not going to look. Hey. That's what they said. Okay. Are we okay? They said this had never happened in their community before. Miss Ma'am, are you from Miss Candace? Are you from Nelsonville? How'd you end up over here? That's what I want to know. Okay, let's see. Counterfeiting? Shandy Kincaid? Baby. Kimberly Lacey, sexual battery? Girl, they got some stone cold people out here. And that's an accusation. It's not, I mean, kidnapping, escape, kidnapping, vandalism, girl. Paige Olivia Lusk. Wow. Okay, let's find the Siders. Wow. There she goes. There she goes. Christina Lynn Siders and Elizabeth Ann. So Gary was out there on some public indecency. Gary was out. I bet you Gary was the one who, look, this lady has 2 murder charges and she's got a big smile on her face on her mugshot. So what it looks like to me, which I don't know if this is the case or not, we'll see if we can get our hands on the police report. Gary was out there on everybody's got child endangerment. Gary was out there in the public doing something nasty because he's got some public indecency charges, and he's probably the one who brought the police to the house. Oh, nasty Gary. Gary was out there being nasty, brought the police to the house, and now the whole family's locked up and children are in protective custody. But you know, God is good because that's what needed to happen. Crafter, don't go. Whatever highway takes you to that county, don't go because it's like Night of the Living Baseheads. Did you see when I went through here, baby? You see who's living in that county? I don't know if this isn't everybody, but this is a sampling of what's going on in this county. Don't go down there. Okay. This is just one place, so we don't know. And you know, of course, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but don't go to this place. Girl, look at this. This is a situation going on over here. Okay, so the population of this jail, they have 172 men and they have 42 females. Okay. They got people murder and everything. Jesus. Okay. Okay, so we've seen that. That's Miss Piggy, you think that they're going to make this story disappear? They might out the national news because it's weird, but that's why we subscribe to the locals. That's why this is a big local story. The locals will be talking about it. They're going to be talking about this for the next 25 years. That's why we have to be subscribed to the local channels. WSAZ. That's why we have to be subscribed to that. Girl, are you saying Vincent County is the Carter? Baby. They said they'd never seen that before in the press conference. They said they'd never seen this. And I'm like, really? I beg to differ, but we're just watching right now. We don't know anything. Okay. We don't know that much. So we're just gonna, okay. If that's what you say, but I feel like they're playing in our face. Okay. I feel like there's a lady who was making terroristic threats. Hold on a second. Let me get my facts straight. Hold on. Something weird happened yesterday. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Let's just watch the press conference and figure it out. Because I was listening to this and I was like, what happened? Hold on. Some lady was making threats, I think, in a parking deck. Girl, she was acting weird. I think I ended up on her arraignment yesterday. It was strange. Um, okay, hold on just a second.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm
Can y'all
Sheriff
hear?
Andrew Walsh with the Las Vegas Metropolitan.
Oh, let me say something too. Any of you guys who were curious about the video that phone calls from prison dropped like a day or I think it was yesterday or the day before or like that night. Um we did a reaction to that like a while ago and cuz I was looked at it and I was like I think that this was one that they hadn't put out at that time when they were like really busy dropping Wade videos and we kind of went ahead and out on our own for a little bit. I will bubble up that video. If you guys want to talk about it again, we can, but I just when I watched it like there was no keys, there was nothing really interesting or funny. I have some other stuff I'd probably want to talk about if we were going to talk about some Nesto stuff, but I will bubble up that reaction for you guys because we did it already. And it was actually when that video came out, just to kind of put a footnote to it, was around the time that Sonya got served with a subpoena. Hold on a second. Let me put a little sound effect with it just so it can. When that video when Sonya was sitting there seeming all awkward, you know why she was acting awkward, right? Because she had just got served. Did y'all watch that the other day? Were you guys thinking, was this around the time that Sonya got served by Will Won't He Do It over at the courthouse Wooten? Were y'all thinking about that? I'll bubble it up. I'll drop the link in here. I'll find it. But we did it. And we also, in that episode, when we reacted to that video, we also read the subpoena. So it's a good video. It's very good. You didn't connect it? Well, that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here, Very Cherry. Okay. Just to put it in context. Remember she got served right before Christmas? That's why she was acting weird. She couldn't talk because Will had just served her. It hits a little different now, doesn't it? I'll bubble up the reaction because, girl, we went through a bunch of paperwork that day, all of the things. I just didn't want to put the throwback out. Well, what would be a throwback now for us until you guys had a chance to watch PCFP's video. And I'll put it up. Okay. Yes. Okay. I just wanted to just add that little footnote because I didn't know if you guys recalled the time. But yeah, she had just been served. Okay. Ooh, 3:00. Okay. Okay, let's listen to this little press conference real quick and let me find that video and I'll drop it here in the chat and then I will share it on the community wall.
Metropolitan Police Department. With me today is Assistant Sheriff Dory Corrin from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Special Agent in charge of the Las Vegas FBI Field Office, Christopher Delzato, and Chief Reggie Rader with the Henderson Police Department. We want to thank you all for being here today as we provide information with regards to a joint investigation that started on Saturday morning in Henderson. An individual was arrested on multiple felony charges to include threats related to an act of terrorism. As a reminder to everybody here and why it's important that you're here, we remind our community that the safety of our community remains all of our highest priorities. Every day, law enforcement officers work diligently with our local, state, and federal partners to identify threats, investigate credible information, and intervene before violence can occur. To start this, I'd like to turn the floor over now to Chief Reggie Rader from the Henderson Police Department.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Reggie Rader, Chief of Police for the Henderson Police Department. I'm here to provide a brief overview of this incident from the moment Henderson Police received the initial 911 call to how quickly officers located the vehicle and ultimately how the suspect was safely taken into custody. On Saturday, June 27th at approximately 9:38 a.m., Henderson Police 911 dispatchers received a call regarding a domestic dispute. The caller advised that her ex-spouse, Allison Howlett, had stolen her car and that the vehicle was loaded with numerous firearms. The caller said the suspect made threats indicating she intended to commit suicide by cop and carry out a mass shooting. The caller provided a vehicle description and license plate number for the vehicle. She indicated she did not know where the vehicle was headed. Officers arrived at the residence at around 9:51 a.m. and learned the caller had location tracking on the vehicle. The vehicle tracking showed it was mobile until stopping in the general vicinity of Warm Springs Road and Stephanie Street. Officers began conducting a grid search of the area, and at around 11:17 a.m., with the assistance of our partners at Sunset Station Casino Security, Henderson police officers were able to locate the vehicle in the parking garage of the casino. The suspect was inside the vehicle with the music playing loudly, refusing officers' commands to exit the vehicle. To prevent her from fleeing, officers performed a tactical maneuver, blocking the vehicle in with their patrol cars. I will now show you video from inside the parking garage. Officers.
Y'all, this is when y'all see this video, how they captured her.
Were eventually able to establish communication and convince her to roll down her window. During negotiations, she asked for water. The quick-thinking officers developed a plan to take her into custody as an opportunity arose when she reached for the water. Officers used that moment to gain control of her hands and remove her from the vehicle. During the struggle, the suspect was tased one time. Officers were then able to remove her from the vehicle, distancing her from the firearm inside, and were able to successfully take her into custody. I'll now show you the body-worn camera video from this incident. It should be noted that the suspect had been sitting on a handgun and had access to a fully automatic silenced MP5 style machine gun in the backseat of the vehicle, further corroborating the reported threats of suicide by cop and having the means to carry out a mass shooting. Because of these details, we notified our regional partners at LVMPD's Southern Nevada Counterterrorism Center. I'll now turn it over to Assistant Sheriff Dory Corn.
Thank you, Chief. And thank you to your officers that were out there on the initial call for service. There's no doubt that they faced an incredible danger, and thanks to them, they were able to prevent this from escalating any further. As mentioned, I'm Assistant Sheriff Dory Corn with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I oversee our Homeland Security and Investigative Services. As the Chief indicated, Henderson partners called us immediately as soon as there was more information indicating a possible broader threat, as well as the presence of a lot of firearms. And so they notified the LVMPD Counterterrorism Section, which is interconnected with our FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force, and members of both teams immediately responded to begin a thorough investigation. Early into this effort, the team identified several threats that were allegedly made by the suspect over a period of time. Some of that information included the threat of wanting to become an active shooter or to conduct a mass attack here in Las Vegas. As an example, I'm going to play an audio recording from 2024 that was recovered that appears to capture the suspect making one of these threats.
Hi, everyone. I haven't villainized you. I swear to God, if the FBI doesn't come to fucking arrest me, there's going to be a fucking action. There's going to be. One day there's not going to be enough fucking comeback. There's no way I'm going to pull this shit back, bring it back in. There's one day you're gonna be piss me the fuck off.
What do you think is wrong with this woman? Is she just crazy? This lady thought she was girl. She thought she was going to set it off in this motherfucker, okay? She thought she was going to set it off. They said they found a bunch of guns over to the house too. I heard about like I was, mine just is on autoplay. So I ended up watching her arraignment some type of way and I was like, "What happened?" It was the craziest thing. I was like, "What kind of shit is this?"
And you're gonna be the last fucking straw. I swear to God. You're gonna be the reason hundreds of people lose their goddamn life.
Obviously, for our community here in Las Vegas, after dealing with 1 October, those types of threats are taken very seriously. Our team not only evaluated that threat information, but they also served a search warrant on the vehicle, which was still located in the parking garage for that casino hotel property. And inside that vehicle, investigators recovered 22 firearms and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. As you can see in these photos, there were multiple handguns, multiple rifles, and a variety of firearm-related equipment. Our team also moved forward with executing a search warrant on the suspect's residence in Henderson. Inside that location, investigators recovered 30 firearms. These are additional to the ones that were recovered in the vehicle. And in these firearms, there were automatic weapons, an M250 caliber firearm, 2 Colt AR-style rifles with attached M203 grenade launchers.
Do you guys think she was going to do something, or do you think like it's quite possible she could have, obviously, because she had enough firepower, but do you think she was going to fall for a dummy move, get some sort of psychotic boyfriend, and she would have just ended up dead and he would have took all her stuff? Because I mean, it's like, ma'am, what were you doing with all this stuff? Just making threats to the police. Like, you sound weird. And then you have all of this stuff, and then you're over there and you get taken down in a parking deck, falling for a bottle of water. Like, it was just weird to me.
7 suppressors and thousands of rounds of ammunition.
She had a whole look at all these clips.
Following those search warrants, our team moved forward collaboratively with Henderson and our FBI partners, and ultimately the suspect was arrested and charged with multiple offenses, including assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, making a threat related to an act of terrorism, grand larceny of a vehicle, grand larceny of a firearm, resisting a public officer with the firearm, 4 counts related to possession, manufacture, or disposal of a short-barreled rifle, and 8 counts related to the manufacture, importation, possession, or use of a machine gun or silencer. As indicated earlier, we're still early into this investigative process, and especially as it relates to motive or background of the suspect. But our counterterrorism team is second to none, led by Lieutenant Cody Thompson, who's here, and the rest of this team. They have been working overnight since this initial incident. They'll continue to work to dig into every aspect of this investigation. As you know, Sheriff McMahill made it very clear that counterterrorism is a priority for our community. In fact, just earlier this year, he announced Project Meridian, which is a counterterrorism initiative designed to enhance our capabilities and truly change how we protect this community when it comes to not just technology, but our counterterrorism efforts. And just to remind everyone in terms of this incident, but
okay. If you guys want the link to this, I did post the link to that other video. Yeah, it's a good one. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll rerun it as a rerun, I don't know, because we went through the document of when she was subpoenaed. So it kind of was good. We went through that whole, remember when Sonya, let me pivot for a second. Remember when Sonya got subpoenaed, right? And then remember she got the second subpoena. I think this is what that was. Go to the community wall. It's there. I'm going to drop it into the chat real quick. Hold on. Did you guys see the couple climb the Empire State Building yesterday? I kept feeling like they were right about to fall. I was so scared. All right, let me pin this. So the video that phone calls from prison dropped, I'm sorry if I can't remember. Oh, Miss Piggy Braxton, thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, Miss Piggy. Thank you, boo. Let me get my Miss Piggy Braxton. I feel like I sang that to you for anniversary. Thank you, Miss Piggy Braxton. Thank you, Miss Houston Foodie Boo Boo. Thank you, hun. Help me understand. Thank you. Okay, I think I got everything. Thank y'all. Okay, I just dropped the video. And that, you know, that was what was going on at the time. I didn't know there was two. You didn't know there was two what, boo? Yes, got engaged and went to jail on the same day. Okay. You didn't know there was two what? Didn't they already have a pow pow in that area? There was the superseding. Again, that's what you have me for. She got subpoenaed. And then remember, she wasn't clear. I feel like we asked a bunch of questions and then Sonya was like, well, what do you want? What do I have that you don't have? And y'all, hold on a second. Let's pull. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're not. But I'm going to pull it up real quick. Hold on a second. Not that you are earning your spot, you're earning your cot. Y'all, some of these hold on a second. I said you are earning your spot. You are earning your spot and earning your cot. Hold on. Let's see. Y'all, we are not going to do this today, okay? Oh my god. While you are sitting up here trying to learn your man and earn your man, you are earning your spot and you are earning your cot. So this is we did the reaction to the video. Hold on a second. If the video is going to cooperate with me. Hold on. Let me do this. Okay. Okay. We went through this. What was the date of this? We did this. We went through this video. Hold on. We went through this January 15th, 2025. Okay. We went ahead. Okay, we went just a little bit ahead. Because you got to remember, there was a time, you know, when the Wade stuff was like going crazy. I think that was that time that we kind of went and reacted to some things until the Wade stuff settled down. That was a long time ago, though. Like that was a year and a half ago. It doesn't even seem like it was that long ago, was it? Like it doesn't seem like that much time has passed. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So that's this. Now, as far as the documents are concerned, we went to the superseding. So all of that is in here. Will had a subpoena for Sonya that she got served at the courthouse. And then she got another subpoena because remember, Sonya was emailing Will Wooten. She was emailing him and she didn't know what to. She said she wasn't sure. And then he gave a list of things that he got from her. Okay, let's see. We did some MDC. We looked at some Michigan Department of Crown, but what is this? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are Okay, let's see. Come to my channel for the Jarvis Butts. Welcome. We're documents and is of corrections stuff on system. Okay, just a second, guys. Fran, you be in her ass with the keep your legs close to married men. Well, since he's not married anymore, I try to just, I don't even say anything anymore. It was a bit too much. I know some people can share stuff and it's no problem for them, but somehow it's a problem for me. Some exists. If you did not get to watch it yesterday and you're interested in watching it, it's on Facebook. So I will upload it over to Patreon. So if you're okay, hold on. Sonya's subpoena. The creator discusses the amended jury subpoena served to the amended grand jury subpoena. So this is what Gemini says this video is about. Sonya's subpoena. The creator discusses an amended jury subpoena served to Sonya. The prosecution is seeking specific documentary evidence, including communications, email, text, and social media related to Earnest Williams between July 2024 and January 2025. And then they give the timestamps. Hello. This was stamped in today, this afternoon. This is the certificate of receipt. Comes now state of Georgia by and through. We read all of that by and through the undersigned. So if you haven't seen this yet, hit a 2. If you have seen it, hit a 1. So I'll read it for why not? Okay, so we'll put it into the record over here. Y'all, we had to put it into the record. Okay. Well, do you guys want to listen to this part or you want me to let y'all go? We started with Earnest. We gonna end with Earnest. Is that what y'all want to do? Or y'all ready to go? Are y'all ready to go? Y'all want to hear the video that Phone Calls from Prison put up? This is around that. This will put into context what was going on because ma'am, in that original video had just been served, and that's why she was acting so weird and awkward. Okay, and this isn't what she was served. She was served the original, so we'd have to go back to that one. I'll have to find the video around the time period of when she got served. But remember, everybody went to court. Not everybody, I wasn't there, but there was YouTube Streets was in attendance to that court hearing that day, right? And Sonya was outside. Remember, some people got pictures of her. She had on like a really huge shirt and some big jeans. She had like a pink shirt and some big jeans. And she got served at that moment. That's soon after that. When she got served that day, that visit that was just posted, that's when that was in that time period. Okay. 1 yes, 2 no. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get it situated in a place counsel and give evidence which is substantially related to the above caption case. We're over here on Earnest Williams. That is the ex-husband of Shirley Strawberry, the co-host of If somebody comes in late, can y'all please tell them what's going on so they don't start spamming like, what's going on? When was this? Why is this old? Da 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 da. All of the things. Can y'all please handle that business for me? Because I just can't. I don't you know what I'm saying? Like, just please, I don't want to say too much. So just please handle that business for me. Because someone will come in, somebody will not know what we're talking about. Somebody will ask, what's going on? Rather than just hitting the bar back. Like, that's what it's for. That's why some people don't allow that in their lives. I do. So you don't have to be lost. All you have to do is slide the bar back. Okay. Steve Harvey Morning Show. Okay. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Shirley's husband, ex-husband now, has been in jail for 2.5 years on a RICO. And also he has some sexual assault creepy charges. Not to the extent of Jarvis Butts, but baby, it's giving. Okay. And let me draw my banner, because my God forbid. All right. Grand jury subpoena for the production of documentary evidence which is substantially related to the above captioned case. The above captioned case is the RICO. We served upon Sonya Durham by electronic email on January 15th, 2025. So she got this when we got this, she got this. Okay. I know she has got to, I would be, when I first saw this, I was embarrassed. And it's not even for me. I wasn't embarrassed for her. I was like, this is embarrassing. Girl, this is embarrassing. Okay. The undersigned further certifies that he has on this day served a copy of this notice to all parties who have entered an appearance as counsel of record. So NESTO's lawyer is aware. Okay. NESTO's lawyers once upon a time told him to stop dealing with Sonya. He said well, let me take that back. Stop dealing with Sylvia and maybe even Sonya. I don't know. I don't know what they've said in their private conversations, but let me tell you something. If my client, I don't know, let me say this. I don't know if they've had this conversation or not, but what I'm going to say is this. If I were a lawyer and I had a client who is getting ready to go to trial for a RICO case, and his quote unquote friend, his frenemy, his boo thing, his mistress, whatever the hell she is to him, was over there talking to the prosecutor and sending him emails, baby, I would have a problem with that. Okay.
You can sleep. Side hand, I'll be that too. Because chicks are young and this chick is old. So I'll be the side hand. Thank you, Reggie, for correcting her. I will be the side chick. The mistress, the side chick, the hand. It's whatever. I mean, name calling is what y'all do.
You could not. I would have a problem with you having a problem with me when you're not happy with your defense, knowing that your boo thing is talking to the prosecutor. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. That would be a problem. Just period. Okay. So he's basically establishing that this updated subpoena has been served upon Sonya, right? Okay, so here we go. So this is dated yesterday. I'm gonna just say this is me talking today, July 2nd, because we're getting ready for the jail anniversary. I bet you she stopped. How much do you want to bet that she stopped emailing Will? You think she's still emailing Will Wooten, or has she left that man alone? Yesterday, apparently Sonya has been in contact with Will Wooten. She probably couldn't wait to have a dialogue with Will Wooten, but it's not the dialogue that you want, sis. It's really not. At the end of the day, your boo is the defendant, and you are not reaching out on some sort of a proffer. Okay, look how I'm using these legal terms. Okay, you're not coming forth with a proffer. Okay, you are now in negotiations with the prosecutors to hand over private information between you and your boo thing to law enforcement, to the prosecutor's office. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me why NESTO is still talking to her. Tell me why. I have in my hand, hold on, let me show y'all. Tell me why. Where's my legal mail? Y'all, I got some legal mail today. Girl. Hold on. Y'all, I got legal mail. Okay, hold on. Let me get my legal mail for y'all because I got legal mail. I got legal mail today. Okay. Whew, baby. Okay. Don't play with me. I get that legal mail. Okay. You know what was in my legal mail? This visit that they posted, that PCFP posted the other day. That was what was in my legal mail. So we ended up watching it after we read the document. That's what that is. Oh, that's what it is. What a bad day for you. Okay. That was the legal mail. Y'all. So it's whatever. It's whatever. Oh, the visitor log. Yeah. Tell me why this lady got a subpoena in court. She was sitting in court, minding her what we used to call back in the day. You know how they used to say, I'm just minding my BI business. Okay. She was over there in the court minding NESTO's BI business. And why has she been back to visit this man at 10 o'clock in the morning on the 21st of December? That's the visit. That's the visit. So we end up watching it later, but she got subpoenaed, and the very next day, that's why Sonya that's why she was acting so awkward. She had just got the subpoena downtown at the courthouse in front of everybody on the YouTube streets. How did they know what the Buddhist alarm was? At 5 p.m. on the 22nd. Why was she there on December 29th and baby took her ass right on back on January 6th for a visit? Baby, why is she there at 4 p.m.? Sis, can you keep thy ass out of Cobb County Jail? Why are you keep running back for a damn visit? Yes. I'll show you guys. Give me a minute. She was there on December 21st, December 22nd, December 29th, and January 6th,
Yo, we were clocking all her teeth,
2025.
weren't we?
Okay.
We were
This
clocking it.
lady got a whole subpoena dropped in her lap at Fulton County Courthouse for shenanigans as it pertains to this man. And this woman cannot, I mean, damn, you've been there at least 100 times. Since you're under subpoena, you don't think that it's, girl, not even a week later, she got subpoenaed. They put the subpoena in her lap on what, December 18th? She was there on the 21st. She got the subpoena on Wednesday. Hold up. She got the subpoena on Wednesday and she was there on Saturday and Sunday.
Girl, and I was
Saturday and Sunday.
And I was over there on the website requesting the visits the next day. Okay, we got the visits hot off the presses. Okay. Period.
Now, I do have the phone calls. They're very short. And I'll check with Shay. I don't know if she's putting them out or not. I will check in with her if she's not putting them out, because they're literally 30 seconds, 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. If she's not putting them,
that's when they started doing the, hi, are you okay? Okay, with anything going on? Do you need money? Okay, see you later. Love you. Bye. Or she would just call and say, hi, I love you. Or, I mean, he would call, I love you. I love you. I love you too. I love you very much. I love you very much. And then just hang up.
Out no time soon, then I'll play them for you.
I love you very
okay?
much.
So I'll check in with my homegirl and see what they're doing over there. But you know, we stop, we talk, we react while I play. That way, if it gets put out.
If you want to watch this reaction uninterrupted, I dropped the link. It's pinned. Like I said, we saw this visit like almost right after it happened a year and a half ago. And I've been meaning to say, like yesterday, I don't remember what happened yesterday, girl.
I don't remember why I didn't go live yesterday. I think the time just got away from me, and girl, I was tired. By the time my husband got home, I was like, I'm not going live. And then the day before, I spent the morning uptown Charlotte, watching court cases. There was a couple murder cases I'm following here locally, and baby, my brain was fried. So anyway, I meant to tell you guys when I saw it come out, but I was just like, I'll just wait till I go live. When we go live on Nesto, I'll bubble it up, because then by then you all will have had a chance to make sure to watch it again, and make sure we support our friends over at PCFP and give them their views. Okay. And then I would drop the throwback link so y'all could watch like how we chopped it up about that particular video. Okay. Uninterrupted. They'll put that out over on phone calls from prison. Okay. But I do have the calls, the first call that I saw under Nesto's account. But keep in mind, Sonya's got to know that everybody knows that you're not just using Nesto's PIN. We figured that out a long time ago. So understand that probably is against Cobb County rules. So if he wants to make calls, he probably should stop using other people's PINs. But I have the calls from up under his PIN. I already got them. Anywho, what did Dill and do? What did Dill and do to her? I'm not sure what that means, boo. 3 days later, she was there 2 days in a row. Okay. You're right. She's definitely a ride or die side hen. Girl, let me find. I'm the mistress. I'm the side hen. I'm whatever you want me to be. Girl. Okay. This is going to take us all night just to read this document. Okay. All right. So yesterday's date, the 14th, Sonya Durham via email, subpoena for production of documentary evidence, state of Georgia, versus Ernest Williams, Ernest Levette, NESTO, Fulton County Superior Court, case number 24 SC 001723. Ms. Durham, I'm writing in response to your email and the homophobic slurs you like to make at the LGBTQ plus community. Dated on January. Y'all, we were going in. I kind of forgot about that for a minute, but she is so rude to our LGBTQ plus friends. She talks shit about our friends, and which doesn't have anything to do with the prosecutor's job, but I think he is what I'm saying? Like, that is, I'm sure, very offensive. It's very offensive to all of us. Okay, period. And ma'am used to say all kinds of shit, didn't she? She used to run her mouth on the LGBTQ plus community, not knowing that Nesto's lawyer probably wouldn't like it. Nesto's prosecutor would be very offended by that conversation. 9th, 2025, and January 14th, 2025, regarding the subpoena served on you December 18th, in which you provided the following documents to my office: bullshit number 1, bullshit number 2, bullshit number 3, bullshit number 4, all the way down to bullshit number 11. My team has reviewed these documents, and it is our position that many of them are not responsive to the subpoena served on you on December 18th. In my first email, you requested further guidance on what documents we are speaking pursuant to the subpoena. The subpoena commanded you to turn over, and I quote, all written electronic communication documents of any kind in hard copy or digital form received from or on behalf of Ernest Williams, aka Ernest Levette. Reading is fundamental, right? And we are certified dealing with some slow chicks, okay? Make no mistake, Sonya is slow. And I'm not trying to give her an excuse, but sis slow, okay? Sis slow, and she don't know what she talking about, okay? She thinks that she can lie and cover and pretend, but baby, you silly. And you know exactly what those people are talking about because you spend a lot of time in the bushes and you already know what you were expected to turn in because low key, we told you what to turn in, right? We told you regarding the subpoena 3 weeks ago. Hello, are you seeing this, y'all? 3 weeks
Well, look
ago.
at that good member post.
Regarding the subpoena, I just thought of something. Recall when Sonya coordinated Doug to dress NESTO in street clothes, all of the emails to Hannah, Crail, and I'm sure the current team, basically the lawyers, the email to the banks, the cell phone companies, or wherever she wrote on behalf to inquire about NESTO's business, emails to Bible Lady, emails to the Tubi director, emails and texts to the scheme team and NESTO's family, her emails, texts, and correspondence looking for him. Sonya, if you're reading this, they want all your busybody work. We told her that 3 weeks. Do you see this?
Did I put that on a community post? Can y'all, sometimes I'm gonna need for y'all to call from my phone and say, Fran, put your phone down. Somebody messaged me the other day and said, Fran, I want you to put your phone down for the next 12 hours. Stop. So I posted on the community wall. I said, Sonya, if you're reading this, stop all of your busybody work. Sonya, if you're reading this, stop your busybody work. You're messing up your man's case.
What did I say? I said, Sonya, they want all of your busybody. They want all your busybody work. All of it. Hello? They want all your busybody work. That's what they want. So Sonya had to be voluntold with her slow behind because we're just a bunch of black, colored, hating ass married women. Okay? They're black. They look like they're married. They're colored. They're colored. Her hateful ass. She is so hateful. Bitter. Bitter bitch. She mad. She's like that, oh, you want to argue? You mad? You big mad? I ain't gonna argue with you. Okay? Sonya, we ain't gonna argue with you. You're the one with the subpoena, boo-boo. Okay? My team, Will Wooten said, my team has reviewed these documents. Okay? My team that is led by a LGBTQ plus chief DA ass. His team reviewed the documents. Okay? And it is our position, baby, you did not satisfy what we asked for. Okay? We need you to go back to work. We need you to handle that business and send us what we need. Or, baby, your little frail behind is going to be sitting in Rice Street. Okay? That's what this means to me. Okay? In your first email, okay, so when Sonya, the snitch, which I'm not anti-snitch, but in this case with Nesto, come on, your whole support system is in contact with the prosecutor. Make it make sense. only a dummy would have his whole entire support team get to the point where now she's having to email the prosecutor direct for evidence about you that she is now required to turn over. She's stupid.
Is that not some shit? Is that not some shit? He has a support system of one person, and that one person was so busy trying to outsmart the streets, her ass is now having to turn over evidence direct to the prosecutor against her own boo thing.
That's what happens when you mess around with the internet. The internet is unfucking matched. Do you not know this? Your first email, you requested further guidance. Can you please tell me what to send in? I just don't know what to send. Girl, I got to get on my profile with my keyboard. I need my keyboard sound effect. We are seeking pursuant to the subpoena. Okay. The subpoena commanded. That means we told your ass to turn over all written and electronic communications and documents of any kind from the day your ninja got arrested to the day I'm writing this letter, January 14th. Okay. Miss Power of Attorney. I see you, Renee. Okay. In response to your request for clarification, please be advised we are breaking this down so that even the most simplest of pointy head dummies can understand what in the whole fuck we need from you. Or you got to come up with $300 and you go into Rice Street. Okay. Please be advised that we are seeking the following categories of documentary evidence, which we believe are encompassed by the language of the subpoena. So if you can understand the language of the subpoena, boo boo, it's in here, which we believe are encompassed. If you can read and comprehend the language called English in the subpoena, baby, it's all there. But since you don't understand, we're going to break it on down. Okay. In its simplest,
Lambo, say hi.
pointy head terms, to the extent that they are within your possession, custody, and control. Any and all letters, communications, or documents of any kind received from Earnest Williams. If that ninja sent you a letter, baby, we want it. He sent you what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, how many times he does it in the shower, what y'all been doing when y'all were on the RV. They want his letters. They want any and all communications documents of any kind received from Earnest Williams. Any kind. Or from any party acting on Earnest's behalf. So if someone sent you a letter saying, hey, Sonya, hey, girl, tell my daddy, he said, tell my daddy I said hi. Send that. Okay. From any party acting on behalf of NESTO by Sonya Durham between July 7th and January 14th, 2025, including but not limited to letters, communications, documents delivered to Sonya from the Fulton County Jail, the Cobb County Jail, or any other jail or correctional institution of any kind. Okay? So if you got something, if you walked away with a letter, if you got a letter, because how many times has she said, I'll just give it to Joe? I'll just give it to Joe. Can you write it down? Give it to Joe. So we don't know if Joe has been passing letters. So I'm not trying to put Joe in it. Joe, Doug, whatever your name is. I'm not trying to put you in it. But if when you guys traded clothes for NESTO to wear street clothes, NESTO, if you put a letter inside the pant leg or inside a pocket or anything like that, where a letter could have got through, like contraband wise, they want that. Okay. They want that part. Okay. They want any letters that has been kited over to you and any kind of anything. And who knows, NESTO's never going to tell us if the filter team has came to his bunk. How many times do they in jails go through and tear up the whole dorm and go look through everybody's stuff? We know it. If it happened to Diddy at the MDC, you know it happened over at Cobb County Adult Detention Center. You don't think anybody has looked through his stuff already? If Diddy's letters can get over there to the U.S. attorney and they can look at that, you don't think NESTO's legal mail has made it over into somebody's hands? Sonya, those legal mail envelopes, baby, that stuff has already been found. And let me tell you guys this. I was reading a case the other day, which I want to talk to you guys about, but hopefully we'll have time because these cases take a lot of time that we're on now. But there's a guy, a lawyer in Tampa, Florida. His name is Nathan Williams. We'll try to talk about it this week. But Nathan Williams, he's a lawyer in Tampa. How about he was bringing in that cigarette paper that's laced with marijuana to some of his clients in the jail? He was bringing in contraband, an attorney, okay? Bringing in contraband and drugs. So no one is above suspicion, okay? Renee, you heard about that? Yeah, Nathan Williams down in Tampa, Florida, girl. He's in big trouble. I pulled his information and all his stuff. I'm just trying to find time in what we're talking about to be able to just pop him in. But notice I just interwoven him into the story, okay? Girl, how dumb was that? Well, he probably been doing it for a long time, but he just got caught. And the menu tonight, cooked goose. Okay, Miss Piggy Braxton. Okay. All right, let's keep going. So that's what they want on number one, girl. They want all of that jail mail, which basically, even though they mention legal mail further down, that's some legal mail too, because they're talking about anything that was delivered through the jail, including but not limited any letters, communications, or documents delivered to Sonya from. So anything that anyone brought from the jail and delivered to you. Were there inmates? Did he have any inmates that he made friends with and said, hey, I'm writing this letter, carry this out of here and take that to my girl or whatever he calls her, my boo thing. When you get out, call her, tell her I got a letter for her type thing. And we don't know. Okay. Number two, any and all letters, communications, documents of any kind received from Earnest Williams or from any party acting on his behalf. So when you talk to the lady at the bank, when you got emails from the lady at the bank, when you were talking to the guy from Tubi, when you were running around here making phone calls, anything. Maybe you want to include the posts from the YouTube streets when you were out here capping in the comments. Do you want me to send you the maybe Sonya needs me to repost on my community wall when she was over there posting in the comments, capping for NESTO in the comments, okay? Maybe she needs to send all of her comments because we know she has been busy in those comments capping for the past 2 years under anything and everything that people post, okay? Any and all letters, communications, so that would be the comment section. Do you guys agree that I just thought of something. What about when she was in contact with the Tasha K show to go and sit and talk about being a mistress? Hello? What about those? I would love to see that email. Dear Tasha K, I am a close friend, lover. Whatever you wrote to get that interview and get a ticket to fly, not a Zoom, to come down there to Tasha K's studio. Yeah, did you include that email? I forgot about that one. Communications could also encompass the comment section. Because I have 2 or 3 videos where Sonya had been commenting her ass off in my comment section before the strawberry letter, okay? Any and all letters, communications, documents of any kind received from NESTO or any party acting on behalf of Ernest Williams by Sonya between July 7 and January 14th, including but not limited to any such letters, communications, documents. Did you send the emails you sent to Storm Monroe and Claudia Jordan, all of the people that you were soliciting interviews? Did you send those to Will Wooten? Girl, Will's probably sitting somewhere now thinking, you know what? We never got those. Interesting. You know, just in case they want to bring up the press again. Sonya, did you make sure to send out all the emails to all of the people that you reached out to on the YouTube streets, all the interviews that you did up and down the YouTube streets, all of the emails of the people that you talked to go live on their channels? We didn't think about that back then. Okay. This is me talking today, July 2nd, 2026. Did you send those correspondences to sir? And delivered or otherwise delivered to Sonya. We're not going to go on and on and on because this document, baby. Hold on. How much girl? Okay. I think I get serious and actually get into reading because, girl, we were stopping and talking, but you know how we do. Oh, and there were all of the exhibit. Girl, look at this picture. Look at that picture. Look at your screen. Sonya looks like a little sick puppy right there. Hold on. Girl, she looked like a whole puppy. Ooh. Baby. Oh, say it ain't so. Girl, looking sad. Looking sad, looking mad, looking drab. Okay. I guess it's our anniversary. It's our anniversary time. I should have saved this. Okay, we're gonna we'll keep watching till we get to the finish of the document. And then I already pinned it up top so you guys could listen to this. The OG reaction, okay? And then the reaction to the video is right here, okay? That's the whole video reaction right there. And I don't know if I read anything else. And then we summed it up and that was it. Okay. By any party, including but not limited to any attorney, her quote unquote private investigator that she said she had. So I don't know. They said investigator, Doug. The fake private investigator, Sylvia, where are you? Or similar party to the extent that such letters, communications, or documents are not privileged. To the extent that such letters, communications, or documents are not privileged. If it's an attorney letter, to the extent that such documents. So she could say, well, that's privileged because that's a letter from his lawyer to me. But she's not protected under attorney-client privilege. Investigator, I don't know. To the extent that such letters and communications are not privileged. Basically, they're saying if you have something and you're saying it's privileged information, it's not. She's stupid. She should never have emailed Will. I don't think that's Sonya. Okay. Any and all letters, communications, documents of any kind from Earnest or any part. And this also proves that she was lying. She tried to say that she had a lawyer. Remember? She said she had a lawyer and they were helping her, or she told Sylvia that or something. And it's obvious she doesn't have an attorney because if she had an attorney, Will would not have written this letter directly to her. And also on the certificate certificate, it would have had her name and her attorney because they would have documented everyone who they delivered it to. And there was no documentation of any attorney. It went directly to Sonya, and Sonya is such a freaking liar. Acting on behalf of Earnest. So who gave the video of the sister acting cuckoo allegedly? So Dion, anybody who has been dealing with Sonya even dealing with Sylvia, and Sylvia forwarded it. Any of when Sylvia forwarded the victim's pictures and the victim's father and all of that information, anything that Sylvia sent to Sonya regarding NESTO, girl, go ahead and fork it over, okay? That whole video that y'all did about who sent who, the victims' names, pictures, you did a whole video. You can't deny it because you were on Sylvia's platform and Sylvia pulled up the man's picture and his record on the live stream, okay? And you guys were emailing each other back and forth. You guys were in each other's Instagram. So go ahead and send that, okay? Where's Dr. Pat? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not commenting because I'm not trying to help her ignorant ass. Okay. Well, yes. Okay. So let's see. Any and all letters or documents of any kind received. This is the thing. Sonya is willfully ignorant. And no matter what I say, even if I were 100% right, she's never going to admit. She will be in that jail. I almost feel like I'm not, certainly I don't care. I don't care enough to wish jail on her. I think she's just going to earn her spot. Sonya is coach and POA. Okay. Sylvia signed her power of attorney or signed some document. I don't know. Let me not say that because I don't know. Sylvia did notarize a document. It was alleged that it was the power of attorney, but I don't know what it was, like, to be honest. I'm not sure what document it was, but according to her, didn't she say at a certain point that Sylvia was signing the power of attorney? She's that arrogant to just go ahead and maybe she wants to go back to jail. Okay. Including but not limited to any such letters, communications received electronically through electronic mail, text messages, direct messages, jail exchange. I mean, the funny thing is that he wants her to turn that over. So she's going to have to get in contact with Cobb County to get the copies of that. I mean, I don't know. Or similar means, whether sent from an account belonging to Earnest Williams or belonging to any other person. Are they text messaging on other people's tablets? I mean, if they're making phone calls on other people's tablets, if they're making phone calls on other people's pins, it could be that they are exchanging messages on other people's tablets. That's possible. I don't know. Interesting. Are they texting on other people's tablets? That's definitely a possibility, right? Any and all letters or documents of any kind sent by Sonya to Earnest or to any party acting on behalf of Earnest at the Fulton County Jail, the Cobb County Jail, or any other jail or correctional institution of any kind between July 7 and January 14th that are subsequently returned to Sonya for any reason, including any such letters, communications, documents designated as legal mail. This is the one that was funny to me because we've been talking about legal mail for a long time. First of all, we know that she has sent nasty pictures, right? We know she sent nasty pictures, and she says sometimes they get rejected and sometimes they don't. So she sent nasty pictures, and I don't know if those are in an out basket or not, but I mean, this is a hell of assignment. Like, this is a lot of work to have to go through, especially when your whole damn life has been dedicated to this dude for a minute. Okay, girl, the nudes and the topless pictures. Okay. And has any of her mail been rejected? If they sent rejected mail, they want that back too. Any and all communications anything legal mail. So the legal mail, I heard V asking about the legal mail on Dennis's, and I don't know if this got answered or not because I had to go and get my daughter. Sonya was working at a law firm in Florida. And when she was working at the law firm in Florida, we know for sure, because she said it in her own words, that she sent him mail using that office's stationery. Is Sonya, and Sonya was working from home once upon a time, is Sonya above taking some envelopes, or maybe she still got the stamp? I mean, how hard is it to make a stamp that says the law offices of such and such? Everybody doesn't have raised, engraved, fancy stationery. Every lawyer doesn't have that. It could be handwritten and say the attorney such and such and such and such, blah, 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 legal mail, for the client, right? So it could have been handwritten. It could be a stamp. It could be stolen stationery. It could be anything like that. It could be all of those things, right? So how would she do the legal mail? If she's on the phones talking about she knows how to make W-2s, if she's on the phone talking about doing licensed and permit work and how to get around licenses and permits and how to do work that has ordinances around it and you need permits, and she's talking to NESTO about all kinds of stupid shit, she knows how to write on an envelope, okay? I just bought a stamp the other day that said Bougie Gang in my post office box. Girl, the stamp came in like 3 days. I ordered it. I saw it on Instagram. I was like, oh, that's cute. Because I get tired of writing my stuff every time I have to send some, because sometimes some of these cities and counties, you got to send them like your ID to get onto their websites. And yeah, so girl, that's my Bougie Gang legal mail stamp, okay? When I have to send legal mail to get these documents for you guys, I get tired of writing my name all the time. So, okay. Big Will Wooten said, if you don't know, now you know. Run me all of it. I was telling my husband, I said, you know what? I would just go ahead and hand them my computer. I'd be like, look, here you go. Here you go. I would be like, done. I would be like, you know what? Here you go. If I know that I'm not wrong, then, you know what I'm saying? I know that might sound silly, but shoot, at the end of the day, they want everything. This is a very huge undertaking. So, this very well could be a setup, not a setup per se, but just, sis, you going to jail. We want you to shut the fuck up, and we want you out of this case because you're impeding the investigation. You're impeding the due process. Okay? So maybe the one way to shut you the fuck up is to have you work on this very large project and then sit your ass down in the jail for a couple of days and you stay away from the defendant so we can finish doing this work, because the only thing you're doing is putting ideas in people's heads and you are dragging out this case. So since you won't listen to them, we're going to get up into it. We're going to give you something that you're never going to be able to accomplish. And we're going to teach you a fucking lesson. And you're going to leave this man alone until we're done with him. Okay? That's what it seems like to me. Okay? But they want that legal mail over there. Okay? They want all that legal mail that she has referred to in phone calls, because sis has been sending contraband into the jail. Now, what kind of contraband? She's sending letters that are circumventing the process. So if any of you good people have somebody in Fulton County, and keep in mind, he's a Fulton County inmate. So keep in mind, even though he's sitting at Cobb County, when you send your mail to Fulton County or to Cobb County, it has got to go through the filters or go through inmate mail so they can open it, scan it, and make sure that it is compliant. Okay. And when you are circumventing the system and you are not an attorney, that becomes contraband. Even a letter becomes contraband because they have not been able to inspect it. So she could be in trouble for sending contraband, right? Any and all power of attorney documents. Well, Sylvia, you back in the hot seat again, boo-boo. And similar documents of any kind received from Earnest Williams or any party acting on behalf of Earnest Williams by Sonya Durham between when he got locked up and yes. You guys, anyone coming in late, slide the bar back. Slide the bar back, because by the time everybody has to take time to explain what's going on, we're just running an old video. That's it. We're doing a throwback. It's not a big deal. We're just doing a throwback. This is not new. Look at the title. Sonya subpoena. See this up here? Sonya subpoena supplement 12/21/24. This is not new at all. It's not new. Right there. I feel like you guys could see that because I had it on there like that. Probably for that reason. Okay. This, and then also I pinned it. If you look at the pin, I pinned the video because Phone Calls from Prison just dropped this video. And I was telling everybody I'm not going to react to it because I already did a year and a half ago. And this is that video. And this is what was going on at that time period. That's it. That's all. Okay, guys. Just to be clear and to alleviate any sort of confusion or anything like that. That's all that we're just going through this document. And I've said this a couple of times. If you haven't been here and missed a couple of episodes, it's cool. Next week is the anniversary, the 4-year jail anniversary. So just expect throwbacks and all of the things. Okay. We're in throwback mode because is there anything new? I don't think so. The only thing new is what we talked about at the beginning of this video is that Nesto has court next month. Okay. And if you want to know the details on that, just go to the beginning of the video and everything is there. Okay. I hate, I just don't like for you guys to not have an enjoyable time. And when it starts to get a little confusing, then that's why I don't really run throwbacks often, because it gets, someone's always going to come and be like, this is a whole document. What's going on? It's just a throwback. That's all. That's it. That's all. Okay. We're almost done. We're almost done. I'm not going to hold y'all. We are definitely not watching this whole thing. I just wanted to get to almost this part. So if you guys get to here and you want to kind of see where we were, then that's it. That's all. Okay. Well, we know you worked on that because you're like, oh, the lady from the bank called. She said the bank records will be ready tomorrow. Okay. Or similar documents of any kind obtained by Sonya for Earnest from any party acting on behalf of Earnest Williams between July 7, 22 and January 14, 25. Her mouth got her this. Yep. All of it. She deserves every single bit of it. Let me see. Let's see. Any bank records, similar documents, any and all mail, text messages, social media. So you and Sylvia in Instagram going back and forth, talking about the victim's pictures, what the victim got going on, all of that stuff. Any and all electronic mail, text messages. So all the people that you say support you in your email, that's what they want. All that email from Sam, whatever that Instagram is that you have, and people message you regarding Nesto, they might want that too. Any and all any variety and all of it. Okay. Email, text messages, social media, direct messages. Didn't you say you talked to Melanie Scretchen? Or didn't you reach out to Melody Scretchen? Or similar communication or documents of any kind obtained by Sonya from Earnest Williams or any party acting on behalf, any party that still could be you, from Earnest or from any party on behalf of Earnest, on or before July 7th through January of 2025. This is a mess. I know she wishes now she would have minded her slap happy business. Due to the nature and the scope of the documents we are seeking and your request for clarification, I am prepared to provide an extension to Wednesday, the 29th of January 29, 25 at 5 p.m. for you to provide the requested documents. This extension would also reschedule your appearance before the Fulton County Grand Jury if necessary on January 31st at 9 a.m. Please notify me as soon, since you want to be in touch. Now we can definitely be in touch. Since you reached out to me, baby, you email me, holla at your boy as soon as possible if you would like to accept this extension and thereby work with the prosecution to give me everything on your boy, and thereby accept the service of the attached amended subpoena by electronic mail. If I do not receive any such notification, am I offline? Is it right? Oh, I'm like, what happened? My monitor went down. If you do not receive such information, if I do not receive the notification from you, you are expected to appear before the Fulton County Grand Jury on the 17th, which is Friday at 9 a.m., as previously indicated on the subpoena served on you on December 18th. Okay? This is so embarrassing. Okay? Furthermore, you are advised that pursuant to OCGA 241326, failure to comply with this subpoena may result in attachment for contempt and may be punished by a fine not more than $300 and not more than 20 days of imprisonment, and still have to turn it over. You are further advised that pursuant to OCGA 161020, it is a felony offense punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment to knowingly, willfully falsify, conceal, and cover up any material facts or make a false, fictitious, fraudulent statement or representation, or to knowingly make or use false writing or documents in any matter within the jurisdiction of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. Look, let me tell you something. All jokes aside, Sonya is so dumb. The minute that I don't know what she has spent her money on in the last 3 weeks, but the fact that she is working directly with the Fonnie T.
Let me just say something. So, thank you, Brother Brown. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me say this, guys. So the whole thing with Kayla,
attorney,
y'all,
and she started communicating direct with Will
he believes that
Wooten.
some of the
Baby, I don't know what.
You know how he said that some of the documents that her mother had submitted potentially were bogus from the doctor, right?
She started communicating direct.
I'm thinking to myself, even though her case is closed, if he wanted to get nasty with it and he can prove that those documents are falsified because they subpoenaed the records from the hospital and I guess whatever facilities and all of the things. Do you see this? OCGA 241326, that it is punishable. OCGA 161020, it is a felony punishable by up to 5 years of imprisonment to knowingly, willfully falsify, conceal, cover up any material fact and make false, fictitious, and fraudulent statements. Kayla could get herself a whole nother case. I don't think she knows who she's messing with, and the mother.
I don't think that they piss Will off enough, Will gonna go ahead and do OCGA 161020. Okay? Because it is a felony for all of that fake document. I was just like, wait a second. Hello. And then furthermore, look at this. It is a felony punishable up to 3 years, OCGA 161094, to knowingly destroy, alter, conceal, disguise evidence with the intent to obstruct prosecution. Baby. Okay. Girl. Okay. Y'all, this is a throwback. It's just a throwback. And we see all of our old friends in the chat and all the things. I pinned this. You guys can watch this from the beginning to the end. We've only been watching a little bit of it. We started at the document. It's just I did a whole dramatic let's read, so it's taking us longer than normal to read through this whole thing. But my bad, y'all. My bad. But it'll be over soon. We're just gonna go as far as to the end of the document, and then I'm gonna let y'all go because we've been live for a minute. But I owe you guys. We hadn't been live pretty much all week, and I feel bad. I'm sorry. And she started communicating direct with Will Wooten. Baby, I don't know what you thought you were doing, but you're going to have yourself a cute little uniform, and that apartment you got is going to be going into damn dispossessory because you're not going to be in there to use it. She's got herself in a world of trouble because once those legal mail envelopes get through and her annoying behind, they decide to prosecute her for sending contraband into Fulton County, because don't think Fulton County Jail is not under investigation right now for contraband. So when you were sending legal mail direct to Rice Street or wherever he was housed at the time before he went to Cobb County, baby, that's a problem. That's contraband into the jail. You were sending your pussy pics and titty pics in legal envelopes talking about legal mail. I'm sure Nesto, we have not heard one call where he said, oh, you know what? The contraband team, the guards came through and did an inspection. That's one thing I would like to know from V regarding what she learned on her mission the last few weeks, is when they, like, how often does it seem like they come through to look through your shit? Because we know that they do inspections for weapons and contraband. Okay, they look for weapons and contraband. I mean, well, I'm gonna say this: if they ever came through to Nesto's dorm, he never talked about it. That's for sure. That's one thing for certain. Two things for sure. Nesto's not going to offer up too much information like, yeah, they just came through here and did inspections, because we know they do it over at Rice Street. That's how they caught all those shanks and all those things. And these are Fulton County inmates over there at Cobb. Even though Cobb is running things, Fulton County pays the rent over there. They pay for that dorm. Those are their people. That's overflow. Okay. So, Nesto's never going to tell it that the filter team or inspection team came through and they tossed it and looked through their shit. They're not on like a schedule. Hey, it's Thursday. They're doing an inspection. But you know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure that they do it often enough and go through your stuff on an often enough basis to be able to inspect and make sure that the house is safe, right? Because if people have weapons, not only can they hurt each other, but they can hurt other workers and things of that nature, right? How many times did the guys on the YSL trial get stabbed up? Superfly fell off the couch. Girl, this is some dangerous stuff. Ma'am is in trouble. The minute she got this subpoena, her whatever $500 or $1,000, this woman should have been on the phone booking an appointment and at a lawyer's office the next day to help navigate and negotiate specifically. Tell us what you actually want and we'll give it to you. Other than basically they want her whole damn computer. They want your phone. Clearly they want your phone and they want your computer. And they want your passwords and they want all of it. And if they're not going to get it from you, they've probably already subpoenaed it from the appropriate people because you're under investigation. That's what this says to me.
Bloop.
Okay. That's what
they had a whole grand jury meeting about your behind. And I mean, I guess we'll never know. I don't know if she got subpoenaed. We just know that Sylvia mentioned once upon a time they subpoenaed her. Portia, come here. Well, Lambo won't leave Portia alone. That they had subpoenaed Sylvia's stuff. I don't remember if they subpoenaed. I'd have to refresh my memory on Sonya if they subpoenaed her stuff or not. But if they subpoenaed Sylvia, come on now.
That's what this document says to me, sis.
We don't know if that's true or not because they love engaging in tall tales and trolling and stuff. But I don't know, girl.
Under investigation as it pertains to Earnest Williams, and it's not a joke. So they're telling you, or telling her rather, you are further advised that pursuant to OCGA 16-1020. Let's see what that is. Is that related to a grand jury? Let's look that up. Hold on. Because we're smart here and what we don't know, we look up, right? We don't just like read stuff and like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. Okay, here we go. OCGA 16-1020 is a law that prohibits the intentional falsification, concealment, and covering up of material facts. It also is illegal to create or use false document statements in the matters involving state and local government.
Girl, Kayla Brown, I hope you're listening to this little throwback. That might help you, babe, because since you tried to fire your lawyer and the prosecutor saying that you gave fictitious information, you might have you another case, get you some years on top of some more years. This sounds like a whole nother case. If they find out that paperwork that delayed you from reporting to jail is fake, baby, that's a whole nother case, up to 5 years, another 5, babe.
What does it prohibit? Falsifying, concealing, and covering up material facts, making false statements and representation. So if you're out here being fake and phony and even representing yourself as such, as something that you're not, like his niece, if you're writing letters saying, hi, I'm the niece, I'm the mistress, I'm the side chick, I'm the niece, I'm whatever you want me to be, creating or using false documents and writings, baby, it is punishable up to a $1,000 fine, imprisonment up to 5 years, and both. Okay? It is a felony. It is felonious offense, punishable by 5 years. Okay. And knowingly make false writings and documents. So he basically told us what the law was. Finally, you are further advised that pursuant to OCGA 16-1094, we're going to look that one up too, because we're learning. We're not just with the shits, guys. We're with the knowledge. We want to know. Okay? Baby, we want to know. I got to know. Is a state law that defines the crime of tampering with evidence. Baby, you got to be more careful. Baby, that's the state law that defines the crime of tampering with evidence. Shut your mouth. Hold on a second. Shut it. Okay? Shut the front damn door. Baby. Okay? Stop it.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, Ooh. Y'all, we just getting ready for the anniversary. We just needed to get warmed up because, we've been out of our Nesto bag for a minute. We just needed to come back and get reacquainted with the texts. We needed to get reacquainted with the foolishness for just a minute. Okay, we'll be back on our regular schedule programming tomorrow, but today I felt like it was very throwback appropriate. Why not? Right? Help yourself to the playlist. But this is a good one, isn't it? This is a good one. We did a long document and a reaction video, baby. Okay. No, look at her picture. Jesus. I know I've been saying this for a minute, but close your legs to married men. Didn't I tell y'all? I'm not being prudish. I'm not hating. Okay. I was just saying, I've been saying it for how long? This is on some close your legs to married men. Close them. Close your legs to married men. Okay? Nothing good is going to come from it. Leave them alone. Leave the married men alone. Okay? Baby, Georgia Code 161094 is a state law that defines the crime of tampering with evidence. It states that a person commits a crime when they intentionally destroy, alter, conceal, disguise physical evidence. It also includes creating, preparing, and planting false evidence.
What? Oh my
God. I'm about to die. Okay.
I'm about
Could
to die
someone be
again
more
in the
dumb?
future. I died then and I'm dying
This
now.
is unbelievable that this girl has gotten herself into this much trouble. Wow. I'm stumped. I am stumped. Okay. How do you do this to yourself? Okay. What is intent of tampering with evidence? To prevent someone from being caught, to cause someone to be wrongfully caught, to obstruct the prosecution or defense of someone. What are the penalties for tampering?
Do you think that Miss Brown and Miss Jones are going to get additional charges? I guess I'm just in the future now. Is Kayla and her mom going to get some? Because I feel like Will Wooten, he's going to keep it very quiet and very cute, but he's just going to drop those he's just going to drop the cases and then there'll be indictments to follow. Like, oh, you get a new case, you get another case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he's already penned something. If he can prove that all those medical reports were bogus, I bet you they've got additional cases coming right now. They got to, because that lady still hadn't turned herself in, at least as far as since this morning. So now, like, seeing this, it's just making me think about the other Rico we've been following, those shenanigans.
With evidence, penalties. The penalty depends on the type of crime being prosecuted. A felony, the penalty for a felony, the penalty is that at least 1 year in prison and up to 3 years. So let's just say when she thought that she was deleting messages from Meta, when she was messing around with his Instagram, when she was up in his emails, when she deleted text messages. I don't know, because she got his property. Did she not get his property? Did she not get his phone? Did she not call people? Did she not do some house cleaning on the internet and got rid of stuff?
Yes.
Questions? Anybody got questions? Anybody got questions? Okay. All right, let's go back here. Mm.
Am I done yet? Oh
Are we
my
back? Let's
God.
see. Finally, you are further advised that pursuant to OCGA 161094, it is a felony offense punishable by up to 3 years imprisonment and knowingly destroy, alter, conceal, or disguise evidence with the intent to obstruct the prosecution for another person. If you are out
Oh, well,
here capping,
that applies to Miss Jones. It is a felony offense punishable by up to 3 years imprisonment to knowingly destroy, alter, conceal, or disguise evidence with the intent to obstruct the prosecution of another person. Bloop. Wow.
capping extra hard for this dude, girl, it's punishable. All right. Please feel free to contact me or senior investigator should you have any additional. I would not contact this man ever again. Me personally. I don't know about her. Okay. And then as a receipt, they sent Sonya's email.
Not from a lawyer. Sonya, liar. You were communicating directly with the prosecutor.
Sonya's in contact with the prosecutor. All right. What time did they tell her to get in contact with them? To accept this deal by what? Accept this deal by 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
I'm writing because the emails. Okay, I'm willing to give you an extension. I'm willing to give you an extension. Okay, so she needed to know if you do not receive the notification of the appear. Okay, so what was the date and time she was supposed to have that back for her extension? He said, "Way." She got that back by 5:16 on yesterday. Okay. Back to Will Wooten. That was her first mistake, but whatever, nobody cares. All right. So on this, I think he basically states all of the same things again. You are here. This is the actual updated subpoena. And it basically says all of the same things again. Tablet messages. Did he say legal mail? All of that. Legal mail. But including privileged. They're not privileged. 1, 2. Text messages, legal mail. So this is just the actual document. You are excused from appearing. Okay, if in fact you do all of those things. And then they put the law behind it. And then there is the seal. Then there is the I don't know what you guys think, but it's not looking good. It said, well, you know, anything is an untrusted sender now, especially after they got,
Okay, so this is what sparked off this conversation. So we were reading this document. The day that I read this document to you guys, if you see me right here, I had just gotten this set of videos in the mail. And this is when PCFP had taken like a little break. They were doing a lot more of the Wade videos, and we went ahead on our own. And, you know, we kept moving forward. And these are some of the videos that they've put out the last few. The reason why I hadn't reacted to them is because I'd already reacted to them. And I just shared them, right? So I was just mentioning that I wasn't going to redo it because we'd already done it, and it already exists in the playlist. And when I looked this up, like last night or the other day, whenever it dropped,
I realized that this time period was right after Sonya got subpoenaed. So if anybody was wondering why she was acting so weird in this video, because she acts super weird in this video. Why did she act super weird in this video? She had just, NESTO had court a few days before, and she got served at the courthouse. I was just telling you guys that, and I was like, and the video is kind of interesting because we were reading the subpoena, because this was when I was reading the subpoena, it was the superseding subpoena, whatever. So that's the context. But I dropped the link to it, so it's linked in this video now in the chat. It's linked, so you guys can go watch it, and then this is all that conversation. So if you want to see what we were talking about at the time, I'm not going to play it. We just went over just this document, but like I said, I've already shared it. I shared it on the community wall if you want to get into it. Otherwise, we had fun today, right? That was fun. A little throwback, our throwback, right? A little bougie gang. I feel like my earbuds are bad. They're like blowing in my ear, so I need to take them off. So my bad. I think I have a short in what I need to buy some headphones this weekend. Anyway, so yeah, that's it, guys. We've been live for a while, but I know I missed you guys on Tuesday and Wednesday, so my bad. I hope this makes up. We got more news to catch up on. But we talked about NESTO at the beginning. If any of you guys don't know, NESTO does have court next month, allegedly. And why am I saying it like that? Just go to the beginning. And, it's an additional, rather than me telling you in 2 seconds, it's just another way for you to support my channel. So if you're supporting this work, supporting the content, you enjoy the story, please go ahead, slide the bar back, start from the beginning, and you can get the whole rundown of what is going on next month and why I think that there's a problem with it. And then also engage in a little throwback shenanigans. And I have added the link in this chat and also on the community wall. And then tomorrow we might do something different. But you guys know, we talked about it. We've been trying to do a little NESTO throwback engagement because we're leading up to his 4-year anniversary. And also, guess what? NESTO allegedly, I keep saying allegedly, but according to the docket, I'll say it like that, NESTO's got court next month. So yay. Okay. I love you guys. This was fun. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up for me. I haven't even checked. Your girl is exhausted at this moment. I have been talking my ass off all afternoon. Thank you for the gift, Mai Tai. Thank you, Mai Tai. Thank you for the jewels. Thank you for the seagull, Brother Brown, Miss J. Thank you so much for your milestone, baby. Miss Piggy, welcome back, baby. Only me. Thank you. Who else? Attitude and Tylenol, boo boo. Thank you. Okay. All of you guys, thanks for your support. All of it. I'll see you guys in members. If you missed member live this morning or you just got your membership, get into it. It's a thing. Okay. Make sure to do your member, get caught up. Get caught up. Because we talk about a lot. Case related. We talk about stuff we hadn't even talked about yet. And then we talk about everything else. Okay. It's just it's a vibe in the morning. Okay. It's some morning chit chat. Okay. So if you haven't been around for a while in members, get into it. Looking like her head was exploding, doesn't it? Now I want you guys comment. Because it's going to hit different, because I feel like a lot of you guys did not put that 2 and 2 together, that was right after Sonya got served. Girl, Sonya, that video is right after her ass got served and she was feeling real awkward. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to go. I need to get my dinner started for the fam. I'll see you guys later or tomorrow. Take care. Have a wonderful evening. Make sure to thumbs me up, please. Hype if you have any hypes left for the week. If you have any hypes left for the week, hype me up as soon as this video uploads. It won't let you hype right away. It takes a little while, but You can always hype something else from the week. But anyway, you guys, love you, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye, guys.
You can sleep. Side hand, I'll be that too. Because chicks are young and this chick is old. So I'll be the side hand. Thank you, Reggie, for correcting her. I will be the side chick. The mistress, the side chick, the hand. It's whatever. I mean, name calling.